This is the Big O Show. 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 This is the Big O Show.
Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Bird Road location at 11481 Southwest 40th Street in the back corner of the West Bird Shopping Center. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends.
It's the Big O Show. You're tuned in to the hottest sports radio.
When you need your warehouse looking good while staying efficient, there's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City in Hialeah. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. Pallet Rack City is the company you need when you want your warehouse sporting the finest racks in the business. After all, who doesn't love a great rack? Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547.
Orlando, a.k.a. the Big O. He covers all the South Florida teams.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Offense to the heat, well, you know what I mean. Monday to Friday, lollipop, blow in the...
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
Show on the radio, the top's where we gonna go, Miami, that's the way we roll.
Folks, you can support the hardest working sports talk show in South Florida through Cash App or Venmo. Just search Cash Big O Show. Support us through Cash App or Venmo. Cash Big O Show. We thank you for your incredible support.
On the morning show, we go. No one has a similar show. Talk sports, talk plays, talk.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at
live and direct, because nobody do it better than Big O in the set. From sunrise, listen live.
When you're ready to purchase a new home or refinance the one you have, American Dream Lending will make sure your loan experience is easy with fast approvals and quick closings. With many loan programs and competitive rates, now is the time to turn your dreams into reality. Ask about special financing for veterans. They never charge an application fee, and you will work directly with one of their experienced loan professionals. Stop dreaming and contact American Dream Lending today. 786-802-1727 or online at adreamlending.com. The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Oh, Lordy, we got a sizzler today, baby, on a Thursday. Welcome aboard, Sean Stanley, executive producer, putting it all together every single day here on the show. Thank you all for tuning in, downloading whenever you're downloading. Appreciate all of your support. See you this Sunday at Sports Grill in Miami Lakes, where, guess what, Sean? Sean, bring yourself up on the screen here, because I want to give you some personal good news to start up before we start getting into all the hairy details today about all these other things going on in the world of sports. So I spoke to the folks at Sports Grill yesterday. They reached out to me, and because of last week, every Sunday now there will be a brunch. So guess what? Now every time we have a Sunday 1:00 game, we are now going to have a Sunday brunch at Sports Grill. So folks, if you want to get your wings, you can get your wings. But if you want to get some French toast or scrambled eggs and whatever else you want to get, some shrimp and grits or two and grits, whatever it is, you can do it now. How about that, Sean? So you can actually have breakfast when you get there and lunch later on in the afternoon.
Yeah, and dinner when I leave. I got a whole meal right there. Great.
I forgot.
This might be the greatest day of my life.
I forgot that is our go-to move, that we do take something with us on the road for dinner. You are correct, sir. You are correct. So so there you go. Now every Sunday we're going to have a brunch over there at the Miami Lakes location. So if you want to join us, because it was a success, a lot of people went out. Obviously, it was great to see all of you out there and meet a lot of you. That was fantastic, because really it was all driven by our show. Everybody that was pretty much in that room. So it was great, from the Herrera family to Seti to let's see, Baños. Who else did I see there? Weapons X United was there. I mean, so many people that showed up, and I appreciate all of you out there that showed up. I can't remember all the names, but thank you all out there, man, for showing up and supporting the show. So now you can come back out, because now they want to get in a rhythm. Remember, I told you this was kind of a test for the Doral store. Well, I think it's something that they want to do for all the stores now. So I guess the Miami Lakes one is going to be the one that's going to start off doing brunch on Sundays. So there you go. Sunday, you can come see the Dolphins and the Falcons and have a great breakfast leading into the game. Then, hey, during the halftime, you can order some lunch if you want to snack on. So it's a beautiful thing, man. A lot of things to talk about. Now, obviously, I know what we all want to talk about is the Deshaun Watson rumors again. And we're going to have Aaron Wilson on from Houston. He is an NFL insider. He is well connected there in Houston. And let me tell you something. For me, first of all, none of this makes any sense whatsoever. To me, it's makes like zero sense to trade for somebody that has 22, not one, not two, not three, 22 allegations and civil lawsuits. And I know that there's been a criminal investigation that's gone on. I know they're also deposing him. I'm not sure if they already did or they still haven't. You've got the trading deadline November 2nd. None of this is going to be resolved by then. I don't know how any team, and I've been saying this for a while now, and folks, every time one of these rumors happens, does the trade happen? Let me ask you, does the trade happen? No. And I'm going to go with it again. Nothing's going to happen. And here's the weird thing. I don't think this is coming from Miami. I think this is all driven from the team. Quite frankly, I'm almost thinking that John McClain is taking one for the team. That kind of the team is telling him, hey, we want to try to see if we could stir this thing up one more time and whatever. And John throws it out there. And John McClain is, he's as well connected as they get. He's as well respected as they get. But he's going to get more stories down the line. Hey, you do us this favor. When Schefter got exposed on that story that he was writing and then sent it back to Allen, I think, was the executive. And, to me, that was nothing. For some people, they were shocked. For me, I wasn't shocked because I know how the sausage is made. And the only way you're going to get stories at times is by doing favors for the agent or the team. And so they want you to do something and then, just throw something out there. Not that it'll be wrong, because this is not a story that he didn't say for sure that it's going to happen, but they're going to try and this and that and all. None of it was like this is going to happen. When it happens, that's when Jay Glazer reports, hey, this is going to happen. Hey, Schefter reports, hey, this is going to happen. Rappaport reports, hey, this is going to happen. Garofalo reports, hey, this is going to happen. You know what I'm saying? When some of these top-notch NFL guys that get the story, then they'll tell you when it's happening. Nobody's telling you that it's happening. Think about that. And so, to me, this is actually coming from that side, not this side. I mean, that's just the impression I get from all of this. It just doesn't make any sense. And Pro Football Talk now put out a story that Houston's throwing that out there to kind of create more interest and see if they'll get teams like Carolina and Philadelphia to bite, because they might be interested since their quarterbacks and their start, they started well, but now they've all lost gas now, and they're not the same team, and Jalen Hurts isn't impressive as much, and then the Carolina Panthers started off really hot, and now they've taken a couple of steps back, yada, 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 all that stuff. So that's what it seems like to me. That actually feels more like what it is. And I've been pretty much steady on this, that I just don't, it doesn't make any sense. How do you trade for somebody that you don't know is going to be found guilty or not? How do you know there aren't any pictures or videos or incriminating texts or something or a letter or whatever that's available? You have no idea. You have no idea if there are any other women lurking. You have no idea if there's any criminal, criminal investigation that's going to lead to more. You don't know if he's innocent or guilty. How do you trade for somebody like that? What that would be that would be a black eye to your franchise. Can you imagine trading for a guy and then he's found guilty? So to me, you still if you want to try to make this trade, you wait till the offseason, You wait till all of the legal issues are done. That way you know where he stands, when he's going to play, if the NFL is going to suspend him or not. That way you have all the information. None of this makes any sense whatsoever. It'd be incredibly irresponsible to trade for him now. It would be an enormous act of desperation to make this move at this point in time. So I don't know how this makes any sense whatsoever. I don't. And I don't think it's coming from the Dolphins. What is it? What is this? Daenerys Coleman. Big O, you just don't want Watson, LOL. Are you listening to me, Daenerys? It's not a matter of that I don't want Watson. It's that I don't want a guy that could possibly end up facing criminal charges. I don't want a guy that could end up being suspended. And if he's guilty, wow, what a terrible message. Even if he has to serve a suspension, you have to wait it out. That's the message you're sending to your female fans? No, I think you want to wait till everything's done. It's not a matter of that. Listen, in my eyes, look, all right, let's separate this all. First of all, in my eyes, the Dolphins have failed Tua. That's the way I look at it. They have failed Tua in every way possible. They didn't give him the protection. They knew they were drafting an injury-prone quarterback. How do you put him behind a line that has no experience and a journeyman? That's irresponsible. How do you put Tua there without coordinators that are experienced to help him? He's a rookie quarterback. Irresponsible. How do you put Tua to be protected by a rookie offensive line coach that's never developed his own line? Irresponsible. How do you line up Tua with unreliable receivers who are constantly injured? That, again, is irresponsible. And then let's just add all of this. While I'm guessing this is coming from the Houston side, okay, let's just say it's also coming from the Miami side. Well, then you're also constantly effing with Tua. So you drafted him, but you're telling him constantly that he's not your guy. What's going on, dude? You have done everything to create a negative environment for a young quarterback. Okay? By the way, you've given him no stud at running back either. Can you imagine if Tua can play behind Tennessee's line and Derrick Henry? But you know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. So nothing's been done right, unfortunately, for Tua. Everything's been mishandled. It's a miracle to me that Deshaun Watson wants to be traded here. What does he have, like 20 masseuses on IG that they live in South Florida or something? I'm trying to figure it out, because it's not like I'm coming to Miami to play with reliable receivers. I'm coming to Miami to play with the great offensive coordinator. I'm coming to Miami to play with the great quarterbacks coach. I'm coming to Miami to play with the great offensive line coach. I'm coming to Miami because they've got a great offense. I'm coming to Miami because they've got a great running back. Why is he coming to Miami? Why does he want to be traded to Miami? I'm trying to figure it out. What's Watson going to get rubbed off here in Miami? Because I'm trying to, because the team isn't worth it right now. I mean, seriously, you're going to come to Miami and what? Did you get life insurance? Because Deshaun Watson's going to end up injured behind that line. You do know that, right? Because those of you that are like, oh, let's trade for Deshaun Watson. Okay, you'll get him killed just like you're going to get, Tua killed. That to me is the most effed up part about all of this, is that you draft a kid and you never supported him. You never gave him receivers. You never gave him a running game. You never gave him a line. You never gave him an offensive coordinator. You never gave him an offensive line coach. And then what else do you expect from him? And he still has played well overall, and he's coming back from a hip injury and now ribs. How much more does this kid have to put up with? That's what I'd like to know. How much more shit does Tua have to put up with in a year? So to me, there's a lot of stuff here that makes no sense. You drafted the kid, you set him up for failure. So now you're talking to Houston on a consistent basis and creating all this controversy, and the kid's here busting his ass, trying to play, trying to help his team, and he's got to hear all this all the time. That's why there's a part of me that says this is not coming from Miami. This seems like it's more stirred up by Houston or the agent, one of the two. I'm almost leaning more to the team than the agent, actually. It's really weird, man. It's a weird dynamic that we've been involved with all of this. It's one that I don't understand, quite frankly. I can tell you this. I bet you Aaron Rodgers won't want to come here. Because I think Aaron Rodgers will think about it and go, yeah, I've broken my collarbone twice. Yeah, I'm not going somewhere where they don't have an offensive line. So, and Aaron Rodgers would be a guy I would love to see Miami go after, because obviously he has no sexual allegation charges. You know what I mean? He might be a weird dude, but he's definitely not that kind of a weird dude. Because make no mistake, there's something wrong with Deshaun Watson. Okay? Deshaun Watson is not normal. And he's not very smart. That's the other thing you got to worry about. That's one thing I've learned about Deshaun Watson. He's not the brightest bulb in the chandelier. Not the sharpest tool in the shed. I'm just telling you, that elevator does not go all the way to the top. He is a few sandwiches short of a picnic. So that's not the kind of guy that you entrust your franchise in, Deshaun Watson. He's lost that right. Okay? By the way, thanks to Gotti giving us a little love on the super chat. Thank you, Gotti. Appreciate you, man. Very nice of you. Sam also chiming in on the super chat. And he says, Big O, if the trade does not happen, no way this staff can remain. You cannot go into next season with coach not wanting, QB and GM allowing this. Yeah, Sam, the problem is that we don't know what's what. And that's why they're kind of together in all of this. I don't want to see any of these guys fired. I want to see Flores and Greer figure this damn thing out. I'm frustrated as hell with Flores, I got to tell you. But this whole thing, it just, calling the man dumb, low blow, JD Diesel. So let me ask you, JD Diesel, you're a famous person, politician, athlete, artist, football player, soccer player, whatever you are, famous. Should you be calling strange women on IG to come rub your ding-a-ling? Where is that smart, dude? Where do famous people, should they be calling strange people for sexual favors? How do you think that's going to end, JD? Or are you as fucking stupid as Deshaun Watson? How's that question for you, buddy? Because if you're not smart enough to figure out how stupid Deshaun Watson is, Just because he might be football smart doesn't make him common sense smart. Did you watch Robert Kraft, you dumbass? Do you think a famous person should be going to an Asian day spa? Do you think a famous person should be calling strange women on IG? Huh, JD? Or are you just as stupid as fucking Kraft and Deshaun Watson? Huh? Huh, JD? Damn. Some of you are just like, there's a Neanderthal that comes with football. The sport of football produces a certain section of fans that are just morons. You're just idiots. You wear Ray Rice jerseys after he beats down his fiancée and spits on her. And you want free Ray Rice. And you got JDs trying to defend whether Deshaun Watson is smart or stupid. No, Deshaun Watson is a dumbass. And so is Robert Kraft, by the way. Another effing dumbass. Just like any other famous person that puts themselves in these kind of positions. They're dumbasses, JD, and apparently they're just as stupid as you are because you can't figure it out. Francisco says the problem is you assume he's guilty. Oh, in this country, you're innocent. No, Francisco, the problem is I assume to wait until he's innocent or guilty. I'm not trading for somebody that might be guilty. What part of English you don't understand, Francisco? Seriously, what part of English do you not understand? It's not that I don't like him. It's not that I don't think he can't play. I know he's not smart. I know he's a dumbass because he put himself in this position. So definitely he's a stupid mofo, just like Robert Kraft. But you don't trade for somebody that has legal issues. You wait till the legal issues are done. I mean, it's elementary. I think I've been clear about this for months now. I wouldn't touch the guy or massage the guy. I wouldn't touch the guy until he clears the damn legal issues. I got to find out he's innocent. And then when he's innocent, you make the trade. If you're not happy with Tua, of course. JD is probably like 13. No, dude, no, it's not a 13 thing. It's a football thing. There's a section of football fans that are just a bunch of animals. You watch them fight on concourses and in stands. You watch them, dive on tables that are lit on fire. You watch them put on Ray Rice jerseys. You watch them are rooting for Deshaun Watson at this moment, not knowing whether he did assault women or not. These are the kind of people that don't care about human beings. They don't care about society. They don't care about anything else except their football team. And if you can help me win, I don't care if you kill people while you're on your off time. That doesn't matter to me. Oh, you beat up kids? Doesn't matter to me. You torture dogs? It's all good with me. Can you help me win? Fine. I don't care what you do. We have a section of football fans, okay? Because it's football that produces these morons. And they're female and male, by the way. Obviously, you were thinking they're all male. No, females too, by the way. We have a couple of those that they get in that disease. And it's that Neanderthal disease that comes with football. It's just one of those things. We have it. Unfortunately, it's in our country. Trade the wide receiver, not Tua. 22 women is suspicious in itself. I could see 2 or 3, but 22 makes me think they are full of crap. Well, we have to wait till the whole legal process takes place, my man. And by the way, he did not deny it. You know that, right? And he's actually admitted that he's had sex with these women. So at first he said, see, here's the thing that some of you, again, you keep just skating over this. At first he said it was just, I called them for massages. And then it came to light that there was sex involved. And then he came back and his lawyer, not him, but his lawyer came back and said, those were consensual. So we don't know if it was consensual or not. None of us know, man. None of us know. And people get assaulted all the time, and we don't know anything about it. And do you know how many millions of people that have been assaulted are walking around and never telling a soul? It happens all the time. We've had this conversation before already. Assaulted people feel embarrassed. They don't want to relive it in public. They don't want people to know. And in today's world, it isn't like it was 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago that a small group of people may end up finding out. The world finds out. And then you relive it with everybody else. And then you've got to carry it for the rest of your life. People that are sexually assaulted are not so open. Most of the time, they're rarely open to admitting it in public and admitting it in today's social media world. So we have to be very, very careful. I get it. Some of you out there have the Neanderthal mind. You don't give a shit about human beings. You don't care about anything. You'll overlook it. You just care about football and your fantasy team, your personal team, and I don't care. I just want Deshaun Watson to play. But you never really delve into it and think about it at all. Because most of you that glance over it, you never think about people who are sexually assaulted. And you never think about how much it truly affects them and how much and how quiet they're walking around for the rest of their lives living with that personal hell. But some of you don't care. You only care about your stinking football team. And you don't care what the player was involved in. That's the sad part. So, 22 allegations, and it's called the justice system, dude. Do you know how long it takes? You know how long it's going to take for 22 of them? And with COVID, what'd you think? This was going to be done in 2 weeks? See, another just like, oh, well, nothing's happened. He must be innocent. Yesterday, someone said that 13 of the 22 were going to be dropped, supposedly. Well, who said what? Where'd you get it? Facebook? Who's credible? Who said it? It's like some of you that come up with all these bogus vaccine facts, and you got no facts because you got it from some idiot that posted it on Facebook. You didn't get it from the New England Journal of Medicine, right? You didn't get it from Johns Hopkins. You didn't get it from Harvard. You didn't get it from anywhere. You got it from some idiot on Facebook that says he heard it from somebody else who heard it from somebody else's sister's, brother's, cousin's, friend, and nephew. Criminal complaints are not charged. Exactly. But they're civil complaints. And it could lead to criminal. So none of us know. So the bottom line is none of you know. I don't know. The Dolphins don't know. So we have to wait for the legal process. Trading for Deshaun Watson now is asinine. It's irresponsible. Love your straight talk. Much needed this morning. Well, too many people are just idiots. Big O, you don't have to wait. You don't have to wait if you're an idiot. And that's basically it, Victor. You're a dumbass if you make a trade now for Watson because you are putting all the risk on your side because the trade ain't going to be reversed. If he's found guilty, none of that's going to happen. There's not going to be any, well, if he's found guilty, the trade is reversed. You give us back the picks. No, that's not going to happen. Jason says it's more likely that Watson did what is accused of him than he didn't do it. No one knows, though, so we have to wait and see what happens. I don't know if he did it or not, dude. I have no idea. I know he's stupid for putting himself in this position. Just like Robert Kraft. You're a billionaire. You're going to go get your tallywhacker, played with, and you're going to go to an Asian day spa. What kind of a dumbass are you, bro? Hank Goldberg's left nut says, at a certain point soon, in the best interest of these women to settle, if this issue's hanging out there impairs Watson's ability to earn money, it reduces his ability to pay. That's the dynamic. He has enough money already in the bank due to pay. So that doesn't matter. He's getting paid $10 million this year to sit out and do nothing. So money is not an issue. And by the way, his ability not to earn money, how about this, Hank Goldberg's left nut? How about the stupid ass maybe doesn't call strange women and put himself in this position? Anybody ever thought about that? By the way, he calls all these strange women, and have you seen his girlfriend? Anybody? You know what I'm talking about? Some of you have been around the show. We've posted his girlfriend there. She's a 12. From 1 to 10, she's a 12. The fact that he needs to do that around that he's got to check his head already as it is. Giovanni says, again, if we sign Watson prior to investigation, imagine we get Watson. He's guilty of one of those women, and that woman was your sister or daughter. As a fan, I would be disgusted. Dude, if he's guilty of one, you're disgusted, period. Right? I mean, I don't want him on the team if he's guilty of sexually assaulting a woman at all. I don't know what happened behind the scenes. You don't know either. None of us know. This guy could be dirty as hell. Who the hell thought that Bill Cosby was a serial rapist? None of us, dude. Like, that's like the all-American dad. So when things like this happen, I don't put anything past anybody nowadays. Jason, thank you for a little love on the super chat there. I'm a millionaire. Let me harass on Instagram instead of hiring a pro. Exactly. You are correct. You are correct, sir. We are waiting, by the way, Aaron Wilson from Houston to talk a little bit about this situation. Radically says, Big O, I think the Dolphins front office is intentionally destroying the team to damage Flores. Trading for Watson, who then goes to prison, would fit to getting rid of coaches and team leaders. No, you're going too Oliver Stone on me, bro. Big O ain't tough. He would never say it to my face, so whatever, very easy to attack me from behind the monitor. Hey, JD Diesel, Miami Lakes, Sports Grill, Sunday. Got it? Sports Grill, Miami Lakes, Sunday. I don't hide anywhere, bro. I'm at Caneswear. I'm at Craig's Inn, Acura, Pembroke Pines, my brother. I don't hide a damn thing. All right? Sunday. Sports Grill, Miami Lakes. I'm there. So if you want to come over and give me another crazy-ass Watson take, I'll tell you you're a dumbass again. Because if you think that Watson isn't a dumbass, you have zero common sense. Sports Grill, Miami Lakes, Sunday. I don't ever want to hear Flores talk about building a culture if we bring a suspected sexual predator into the building. See, Martina, you're assuming they're doing it. I don't think it's Miami. I don't think it's Miami at all. I think this is all coming from Houston or the agent. Period. Now, you might be right, Martina. If Miami's doing it, they're creating their own problems. Because obviously, it's hard to instill confidence in your quarterback if you're constantly trying to trade for another one. So that is detrimental. Just like not building a line, just like injured receivers, just like poor coaching, these are all detrimental to Tua's development. So you might be right, but man, my gut tells me that this is all coming from that side. All right, Aaron Wilson is ready to join us. Give me 30 seconds here. Aaron Wilson will join us on the other side to talk a little Dolphins and Deshaun Watson.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CFs, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
All right, we are back, baby. Yes, Aaron Wilson, my buddy, ready to talk with us a little bit about what's going on. You can follow him on Twitter at Aaron Wilson_NFL. Aaron, good morning, sir. How are you doing, my friend? Thank you for taking some time.
Morning. Thanks for having me. And yeah, doing great. Thank you.
All right, good to hear from you, my man. All right, so the whole Watson thing has come up again. And Aaron, I got to tell you, I've gotten kind of cynical about this because every time it's come up, nothing has happened. And I almost feel like this is the same thing again. It's come up. And this time, I don't know, Aaron, man, I keep feeling like it's coming all from the Houston side, that they're trying to stir this thing up, not so much on the Miami side.
Right.
So walk me through all this. What do you know? Because McClain is as respected as it gets in our business, obviously. And when he throws it out there, you kind of wonder, okay, wait a minute, he's not making stuff up. So this throws me for a loop here. So walk us through all of this.
Right. Yeah. I'm only going to comment on reporting, not any respect to everyone and their reporting. But yeah, I'll tell you what I believe, what I know, and leave it to that if that's all right with you. What I can tell you is no trade is imminent. They continue to hold trade discussions. They are more optimistic now than they were before. That still doesn't mean that a deal will be struck. And it's very complicated, as we've outlined many times, because of his unresolved legal situation. I'm not even referring to the lawsuits. I'm referring to the presence of 10 criminal complaints that are still being investigated by the Houston Police Department, including 8 litigants in 22 civil lawsuits, 2 non-complainants, 2 non-litigants among the complainants. So 2 of the 10 are not suing Deshaun Watson for alleged sexual harassment and or sexual assault. And because the grand jury that's been impaneled hasn't heard the case yet, this hasn't come before them. What I expect now is that the November 2nd trade deadline will come and go without any word from the Harris County District Attorney's Office and their human trafficking division. That's who handles sex crimes, alleged sex crimes. So because you don't have that closure, the Miami Dolphins or any other team, you are flying blind because you don't know when he'll become available. So you're hoping that everything will go fine with the legal. But when even his own attorney, Rusty Harden, couldn't tell you what's exactly going to happen, other than, they feel like, they have refuted the allegations, said that he's not guilty of any crime. He has not been charged with a crime. It creates a major uncertainty. And I would just say this, it does affect trade negotiations. How could it not? So what you have here, Big O, is a situation of the Texans, as motivated as you could be to move on while not sacrificing. Sorry for the I've been traveling a lot, and I'm going to little cold.
You're good, man.
While not sacrificing the value of a potential franchise-altering move with such a dynamic talent. The Dolphins, seemingly in desperation mode at 1-5. The Texans leaning into their rebuild and, basically, doing nothing what you would say a team that say, hey, we're going to contend this year. No, they cut one of their leading pass rushers, Whitney Merciless, in franchise history when they already owed him the money, just simply to make room for younger players to get on the field more because he was taking up some of those snaps. They're not trying to push for anything right now. They just want to position themselves for the future. The Dolphins, I believe that, when you do things come out, when you don't have a deal, you always have to wonder about the agenda. And here's the agenda. You want the Dolphins to give and give until it hurts.
Right.
And make sure that the trade is right where you want it. So now that they've said, hey, we're optimistic through sources, you can, probably you've been doing this long enough, you can ascertain how that happens. Then you have pressure on the Miami Dolphins, Chris Greer, Brian Flores, and we're going to see who blinks. And it's a game of brinkmanship. You're heading right down to the deadline. I'll tell you something. Why does this deal have to happen now? Well,
exactly.
It changes things for the Dolphins. It shows, hey, we're trying to do something. It won't salvage their season. And I believe, despite what many have said, the NFL would have put him on the exempt list if the Texans had attempted to play him or if he'd wanted to play, which he didn't. I think that jeopardy of him being shut down, regardless of whether he's not indicted or if he's indicted, obviously he would go automatically on the exempt. That's the rule. But if he is not charged, I could still see the NFL be like, ho, wait a minute. For public relations, they could try to shut him down. You could try to fight it. I don't know if you'd have any success at all. It's all up to Roger Goodell, what he feels like doing.
The NFLPA will have something to say about that also, Aaron.
They don't have any power to go.
Oh, really? Okay.
You think it's a strong union that has a lot of flex?
No, it's not baseball. No.
I'm talking about reality, not what people might try and what they say and all those things. I'm just talking about what could happen. So if he gets shut down, and then you're looking at when the case gets settled, the lawsuits is not immaterial, but that's more public relations. It's about the criminal case, and that hasn't gone away. If he somehow avoids an indictment, that's possible. Because there's no audio, video, or DNA evidence that we've heard about. She said it's a very serious case, very serious allegations, and I take those allegations very seriously. As someone that, I've had some things, I've said before, taken out of context, and I've had situations come up like with this story. It's a very thorny, difficult, and complex and serious story. Oh, what I would say is, it may not happen. There's a possibility that, as you alluded to, we have another false start.
Right.
I would just say, as motivated as everyone is, the deal's got to be just right. And then you have the Tua Tagovailoa situation. And no one, including the Texans, seems to want him to make him their guy. So what's the exit strategy? How do you unload Tua? And if you're the Texans, and I've heard about this, that there could be another deal because it's like they're going to look to use some of this capital, not just draft. So, and that's a developing situation, kind of a wish situation that may or may not develop. That said, and I can't say more about that one right now because I need to do more reporting on it. It's very complicated, and it wouldn't surprise me either way if it happened, doesn't happen. I think it's like a 50-50 situation right now, Bigo. And, as motivated as everyone is, I think everybody has to be very realistic that there's a lot of things that don't make this a normal trade situation. If it was simply just the player wants to be traded and he loves Miami and he loves to hang out in the Miami, in Wynwood and all those things and vacation there and has friends on the team like Christian Wilkins, former Clemson teammate, then sure. But it's not that simple. And football is not the most important thing here. The perspective has to be, this is a legal matter. This is a very serious legal matter, and that can't be ignored. And if that's pushed aside, if the cart's put before the horse about, well, I can't wait time on the football field, well, then you lose sight of the big picture. The big picture is you have to take care of one step to get to another, and then eventually he can wear another team's uniform, which is his wish. I actually saw Deshaun yesterday, nodded my hello, and I was there at the Texans facility there to get my COVID test so I can cover practice and press conferences. And, he is there every day working out, training with the strength coach and doing what's required and waiting for that day when he can be free and play for another team. The Texans would like nothing more than to do that, but it's got to be done the right way.
Aaron Wilson, NFL insider in Houston, joining us. Remember, you can follow him on Twitter at Aaron Wilson _NFL. And Aaron, obviously doing this for 31 years, you get cynical. So I'm trying to think of, is Houston doing this because they know something about the case that's bad that could be coming, or is it because Houston knows something that they feel like he's going to get cleared when it's all said and done, so they have more confidence that they can try to move him? I almost get a feeling of either or, good or bad, and they're trying to unload at this point in time. So why? And then the cynical part of me says, why rush it now? And if you're rushing it, do you know something bad? If not, why not wait? Because if you know something's good going to happen and he's going to be cleared, then wait till the offseason when you can raise the price sky high because he's innocent and ready to go. So the cynical part of me goes, what else is going on? What's the other layer of the onion that we haven't peeled away? What is it? You know what I'm saying? Do you know?
Big O, I'm with you. And there's a fear of the unknown for all parties involved, including the Texans. Here's a worst case scenario for you that's very realistic. And I've been told this by several of my legal sources that have knowledge of the case and of the situation and the NFL. If charged, it would be a felony charge, because normally what happens with the grand jury, they don't indict you on a misdemeanor. You're normally just directly charged by Houston Police Department. If they were to charge him, hypothetically, then you go through the intake process, fingerprinting, booked, and you have arraignment, you have bail, you have all those situations, then you have jury selection, you have all that stuff. I'm told that he wouldn't go to court until late next year. So what that would mean, an indictment is kind of automatically commissioner's exempt. You're not going to get to play while you have your case. That's not going to happen. They're not going to have that kind of circus. NFL's not going to look that tone deaf. They might be tone deaf, but they're not that tone deaf. So he would not be allowed to play. He could be on a different team. He could do all those things. He could be paid. And then he's unavailable. Then let's say he beats the case. Okay. Because he's got a great lawyer in Rusty Hardin, who successfully represented Roger Clemens, Adrian Peterson, many others, wins a lot of cases, legal heavyweight. And you just have the civil suits that take 2 to 3 years possibly to settle. He could still play with the civil suits, but until the criminal thing is resolved, it can be very hard to get him on the football field. And that could also an NFL suspension where they punish you after adjudication if you are convicted of anything or you played a no contest or whatever it might be. Then 2023, you have a potential unavailability, maybe it's 6 games. So if you are trading for him, you're Brian Flores and Chris Greer, have to know all that. That's possibly what's going to happen. And I wonder if they'd even be around, those gentlemen, at the end of it. We're talking about not just 2021, we're talking about 2022 and part of 2023. Now, if none of that happens, none of that doomsday scenario, he's not indicted, he gets traded, and everything is free and clear except for civil suits, which basically are a public relations problem and a money problem for him. He's already spent at least $2 million on Rusty Hart with $1 million retainer to start. He's a $1,000 an hour lawyer. That's on him, and that's why you have a $156 million contract. You've got the wherewithal, the financial ability to defend yourself that way. That said, there's a lot here. That's why I think it's the unknown. And if it's you may steal, you can. If you're worried, that worry is the wrinkle in all of this. I don't know how Miami feels. I haven't spoken to those gentlemen, Flores or Greer. I would just say they were not born yesterday. They're going to think about all that. And that's why they would ask for conditional picks, lower the value, all those things, because they're dealing with risk.
Right.
There's a risk here. And the risk reward is great, because what are we talking about? We're talking about a blue chip talent. He's like a blue chip stock that's down right now. It skyrockets if he's available and he's on the field for you. I can tell you this, I highly doubt that he'll have another problem. I think that, this is obviously a, life-changing moment for him and I expect him to do a good job whenever he's allowed to rehabilitate his image, to, make some sort of contrite gestures, whatever he might have to do, he'll do it. But that's the easier part. They're not at that stage. Everything is on the line right now. The pressure couldn't be higher.
That's crazy. All right. Follow him on Twitter at Aaron Wilson _NFL. Always great insight on what's going on around the league. And obviously he's keeping up with the Deshaun Watson story. Very few are even closer to this story than Aaron Wilson. Aaron, I appreciate you, my friend, as always, for taking some time and giving us a little clarification on all the mess that's going on there. I appreciate you, my man.
Thanks, Big O. Appreciate you. You have a great day. Thanks very much.
You got it, baby. You be good. There you go. Aaron Wilson, Aaron _NFL on Twitter. Follow him there. So there you go. Now does it sound like something's going to happen to you? Think about all the stuff that he just talked about right now. Okay? And there you go. That's what he went and chose to cheat on with 22 masseuses. At least 22. There's more, obviously. That's his girlfriend right there. Okay? That's his girlfriend. She is a total smoke show. Smoke show and a half. Okay? You know what a smoke show and a half is? That is her. Jilly Anais. Smoke show and a half. So as you see, there are 10 criminal complaints going on, not just the 22 civil lawsuits. This is going to drag on for a long time. He put himself in this mess. Okay? Faye Thown or whatever T says, damn, she's hot. I eat Hawaiian bread with fried chicken. Tua will be an awesome pro. I'm with you. Daniel says, Jilly, very nice. Hey, bro, the Fix are coming to the Culture Room. Are they worth watching? Yes. Yes, Ike Kernan sounds great. I'll be there on Saturday. So come on out. Let's hang out. Let's have some fun. JD, you can come too over to the Fix. I'll buy you a beer and explain why you have no common sense whatsoever. Maybe you'll be smoking the sense, JD, at the concert. Come on down, the Fix. Culture Room, Fort Lauderdale. Come on by. I'll explain to you why you have no common sense. So he's got 23 girlfriends. Yes, exactly. And you know what? I saw somebody say, oh, this is a desperation move by the Dolphins. I don't think the Dolphins are doing anything. I don't think the Dolphins reached out at all on this thing. At all. This seems to me like it's all coming from the team. And remember what I just brought up with Aaron Wilson, okay? because this is the kind of stuff that you're not going to hear on 560 or 790 or anything like that. Okay. This is what we have to think of. What's going on behind the scenes? What does Houston know? Do they feel that it's getting ugly and that's why they want to put the heat and try to move them now? Because that's kind of what I feel. Because if it was good and he was making progress, well, follow me on this, and you're Houston, your season's screwed already, dude. You don't need to rush him. So what you want is, if you hear, hey, it's going in the right direction, this and that, you would sit on this and say, all right, he's going to be found innocent. Awesome. Let's wait till the offseason. Now we know where everybody is after the draft. We know what their picks are and all that. And now we can ask for the world because he's innocent. You got to ask yourself, why are they rushing this? Why are they trying to get something done before the trading deadline when there's 10 criminal complaints and there's 22 civil complaints? And it's not going to be done for a while. You just heard Aaron Wilson. If he's found guilty, brother, you won't even find out about when he's going to jail for almost another year for sentencing and everything else. Just ask yourself these kind of questions. This is why I keep telling you guys, every time this has come up, what have I said every single time? This is all hot air. You know why? There's too many legal issues. That's why when some of you are saying, oh, this is a desperation move by the Dolphins, I don't think the Dolphins are doing anything, man. I think this is all coming from them, because it would make zero sense for Chris Grier to trade for a guy right now not knowing if he's innocent or guilty. So this is what these are the things that I'm thinking of. I'm taking this next level. Too many people, most of you out there, are just looking at it simplistic. Oh, Dolphins are talking. Oh, yeah, they're just trying. Oh, they're trying to move them. Oh, this, that. Bullshit. There's something to this, and it's from that side. Something's going on. And they cannot rush the court system. They don't have that power. None of them have that power. They're screwed. You have to go by however long it takes. It doesn't matter who you are. So this is going to be a long, long time. All right? Putango Bango. Oh, doesn't Watson have a trade clause? Yes, he has a no trade clause. As within, so without, like a star. Boy, the abused fan sometimes loves the abuser. We got it. There we go. This is the only organization that's more run by the media and rumors than by the people who position to run and manage the team, minus Tom Garfinkel. Again, you're assuming that they're part of this. My guess too extreme, this has nothing to do with the Dolphins. My guess is this is all being stirred up from the Houston side. I'm telling you, it smells of it. It doesn't make any sense for the Dolphins to inquire now when you don't know if he's innocent or guilty. It doesn't make any sense now, because what are you going to do? You're not saving your season, ladies and gentlemen. And what, you're rushing to trade for a guy to give up a bunch of assets to then put him behind a bad offensive line? No. And then the whole craziness and the whole irresponsibility of, oh, no, they're going to trade him and then trade Tua to Washington or to Philadelphia or whatever. This is all fantasy that's being talked about, dude. There's no substance to any of this. There hasn't been any substance to it every single time. Yet a lot of you put so much emotion behind it, and you put all this stuff there like it's real, and it's never been real. All throughout this season and off season, it has never been real because there's legal issues. How would you pay compensation for a guy you don't know is actually going to play for you? So think about that. Houston, if he's innocent, they can wait for the offseason and ask for kingdom come. But if they're rushing now and they want to throw that out there, why? Why do you have to ask yourself? What do they know now that or they continue to throw the chum in the water all off season, during the season, and now leading into the deadline because there's so much uncertainty, they're a little nervous that if he is found guilty, guess what happens in the offseason? They no longer can ask for the world. They no longer can ask for a damn thing because if he's found guilty, nobody's trading for him. That's what you have to ask yourself. I don't think you don't think about what the Dolphins are doing because I don't think this has anything to do with the Dolphins. I think this has everything to do with Houston. Houston more than anything else, not even the agent. I think this has to do with the team. And then they're stirring it up. And look, let's start off hour number 2. I'm going to tell you the worst part about all of this. Okay? Hour number 2 is next.
This is the Big O Show.
Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Bird Road location at 11481 Southwest 40th Street in the back corner of the West Bird Shopping Center. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends.
It's the Big O Show. You're tuned in to the hottest sports radio.
When you need your warehouse looking good while staying efficient, there's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City in Hialeah. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. Pallet Rack City is the company you need when you want your warehouse sporting the finest racks in the business. After all, who doesn't love a great rack? Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547.
Orlando, a.k.a. the Big O. He covers all the South Florida teams.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Offense to the heat, well, you know what I mean. Monday to Friday, Probably Pablo in the...
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
Show on the radio, the top's where we gonna go. Miami, that's the way we roll.
Folks, you can support the hardest working sports talk show in South Florida through Cash App or Venmo. Just search Cash Big O Show. Support us through Cash App or Venmo. Cash Big O Show. We thank you for your incredible support.
On the morning show, Big O. No one has a similar show. Talk sports, talk plays, talk...
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
Live and direct, because nobody do it better than Big O in the set. For sunrise, listen live.
When you're ready to purchase a new home or refinance the one you have, American Dream Lending will make sure your loan experience is easy with fast approvals and quick closings. With many loan programs and competitive rates, now is the time to turn your dreams into reality. Ask about special financing for veterans. They never charge an application fee, and you will work directly with one of their experienced loan professionals. Stop dreaming and contact American Dream Lending today, 786-802-1727, or online at adreamlending.com. The point statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Alrighty, we are back. Hour number 2 of the program. We might as well do it with, Jilly hanging out with us here. Speaking of Pallet Rack City, there you go. So, that's he had to find 22 other women and maybe more so he can stay away from that right there. That. You'll be searching IG for other women. I just asking the fellas out there. Maybe some of the ladies that play for the home team want to comment. Okay. Would you be searching for other women on IG if that is at home? I'm just saying. Would you be searching for other women on IG if that is at home? Just saying. Just saying. Rich V says, nope. Dime status and hell no. Xavier says, yes. Laughing my ass out loud. Tank McBride says, hell no. Oh, man. Ray goes, Dios mío, hell no. Honey, always sweeter at the hive. Rich V put. See, this is why he's not smart. And if JD doesn't understand that, I can't help JD. Okay? You come to Sports Girl, JD, and I'll explain why you got no effing common sense, bro. All right? Cheating on that. Here it is. There. Cheating on that. Are you kidding me? How do you cheat on that? 400 times. I mean, that's like Applebee's. I'm eating good in the neighborhood. Come on. If you're Watson, that knocks on your door every day. This is just a regular Tuesday for Watson. I get it, but that's a special Tuesday. I'm just saying, bro. That's a special day right there. We expected way too much from this team. We're still one of the youngest teams in the league, Jeremiah Kelly says. Nige says, prefer blondes. Well, she's blonde. Right? She's obviously roots are the black hair, but she's got the blonde in there. She's just a smoke show, dude. She's a total smoke show. That's all. Total smoke show. I mean, really. Like, that is what you're cheating on right there. Yep. 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 Let's see. There we go. And let me see now. I want to let's see if I found another one for you guys out there and ladies. You know, you never know. There you go. Jilly hanging out with us a little bit there. Now, you know what the worst part about all of this is, okay? Tua. And Houston, in a way, is screwing Tua, screwing Flo, screwing over all the offensive coordinators, the offensive staff, the fan base, everybody. Because if the Dolphins, and I believe the Dolphins have nothing to do with this at all. I think this is Houston stirring shit up. Look, like I've told you guys before, I think the Dolphins inquired in the offseason last year when it first happened that he got pissed at the team and all that. I think they inquired. And then the accusations broke. And then I think everything's died down since then. But I think Miami and other teams inquired at that time. And maybe Houston had phone calls with them throughout the year, but not them inquiring about the player. They might have inquired about, hey, what do you know about the court case? What's going on? And Stephen Ross can easily pick up the phone and call Roger Goodell and say, yo, what do you know about this? Well, listen, we don't know anything. And if he's found guilty, I want you to know, Stephen, we are going to suspend him and he will face, fines and suspensions and all of that. So Stephen Ross knows. So to me, this is what I think has happened. Miami inquired at the beginning of the year. Then they never inquired again. But I think there have been phone calls from Houston throughout the year at times to kind of gauge interest. But because Miami knows and every other team knows that there are legal issues, they're not going to trade for him. This is only silly shit that you come up with and I come up with. And what I mean by that is media and fans. And so every time it's been brought up, nothing's ever been addressed. Nothing has ever been. And the Dolphins don't want to come out and address it because then they fuel the fire. So they'd rather just leave it alone and let it just, die out on its own. And they don't, because once they start answering this rumor, they will then have to answer every other rumor that comes after that. So I know what they're doing. I understand on the Dolphins side what they're doing. So I really feel that the Dolphins have never really tried to trade for him at all. They inquired last year in the offseason when he first declared. But then after that, I think they've just been included in the mix. And I think it's been Houston or the agent stirring shit up. This time around, I think it's the team doing it more than anything else. And so that's why I kind of feel like John McClain, who has broken 1,000 Houston Texans and Oilers stories. This is a guy that will probably, take a bullet in a way where he's not wrong because he never said a deal was happening. If you look at read the story, he's not saying, well, they're trying to talk and see if they can work something out and this and that, but there's nothing going on. And so I think it's just the reporter throwing chum in the water, helping out the team, and then the team will help him by giving him stories when they first have to break something. That's the way I'm reading into it. Just like you saw what Schefter did, that he sent Allen back the story. Hey, look, this is all the info you gave me. Look it over. If you think I'm wrong somewhere, change it, whatever, Mr. Editor, and all that, because obviously he's the source. So he wants the source to, and it shows that Schefter also is putting it out with one source, which, you're supposed to technically get two sources or three if you can. That's what they want. But my point is, this is how the sausage is made. You do favors for people, they continue to do favors for you. Okay? That's just the way it is. And so I just kind of get the feeling that before we pile on the Dolphins, which I've seen it already on the text line, oh, this is a desperation move by Greer. Oh, this is Ross stepping in saying, you've got to make this move and all that kind of crap. All of you throwing out all kinds of different Oliver Stone type of, situations. And I don't think any of them are true. I don't think it's Chris Greer. I don't think it's Brian Flores demanding it. I don't think it's Stephen Ross meddling and saying enough's enough, trade for Watson. I don't believe it's any of them. I believe it's coming all from Houston. And every time this has come up, every time I've told you nothing to this story. And guess what I'm going to say again? Nothing to this story. Too much common sense. I know my man JD doesn't have common sense, but most of us that have common sense, you look at it, too many legal issues hanging. There's no way you can come up with any kind of compensation. The embarrassment that if he is found guilty and you traded for him, the message it sends to your fan base, to your sponsors, to women overall, it's disgusting. And you will look like an idiot. Because if he's found guilty, then he's got to go to jail. And then you traded for a guy, you traded for a jailbird. I'm just telling you. All right? I'm just telling you, this is what I think is going on. And so far, I have not been wrong about this story. I've been on target. I have walked you guys off the ledge every time this story has come up, and I've told you that this story is a bunch of hot air. And Aaron is as connected as anybody, and you heard him. There's nothing imminent. There's nothing going on. It doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense to him, and he's there. So I'm telling you, don't fall for it. Don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. There is no trade going on. But what pisses me off now is that this now makes it even more difficult for Tua. And to his credit, man, he went out last week and played awesome. He was smart as hell, got rid of the football under 2 seconds because he knew he was playing behind a garbage line that can't protect him. So he changed his game, and he is not going to hold it at all. God bless him for that. He already got smashed once. He doesn't need to get smashed anymore. What you need is to help this kid. Get him a line, get him a running back, get him receivers that can actually stay healthy, get him a real coordinator, get him a proven quarterbacks coach, get him a proven offensive line coach. Help Tua be successful. We have watched them do everything to help Tua fail. Name me something that has helped him succeed. Offensive line coach? No. Offensive line? No. Running backs? No. Reliable receivers? No. Proven offensive coordinator? No. Oh, let's just throw in a bunch of Watson rumors all year long he's got to deal with. Everything. And then you got, I don't know how many of you, what is it, 50, 70% of you are Tua non-believers already? So we got to deal with that part of the fan base. And a lot of the media already has written him off too. We have created the worst environment for a young quarterback to thrive. Hell, we've created an environment where a young quarterback can't survive. No more Jilly for you. So, what can I tell you? Jilly can turn a banana into a plantain. If the team plans on sticking with Tua going forward, then over Tua an apology for all the BS they put him through. If I were him, I would want to play for another team. I mean, he can't feel appreciated at all, dude. The trainers created a nice flap jacket that helped him. Ha. Xavier is your average casual fan. I don't know who Xavier is. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I guess there's an Xavier on the board or something. Dougie Fresh. Oh, sure, she is hot, but is she a certified IG massage therapist? Probably not. It's probably the one thing she needs in order to keep her man happy. Big O, they don't like Tua because they hate Alabama. Our fan base hasn't helped either. Yeah, no, I know. Ronell Ulysses says, have you ever looked on the other side, Big O? You seem very stubborn with your thought process. On what? What am I stubborn about? I don't know what you're talking about. What do you think, that it is the Dolphins and they're trying to make the trade, and you think it's Chris, and you think it's Stephen Ross trying to make a trade right now? Is that what you think? Okay. Well, you and I are going to disagree on that. I'm not stubborn. I'm using common sense. Common sense is, how would you trade for somebody that has all those legal issues? I just brought somebody on that explained to you that he's got 22 civil lawsuits and 10 criminal complaints and investigation going on. I'm using common sense. I'm not sure what you're using. You can call me knuckleheaded. You can call me hard-headed. That's fine. But so far, all I can tell you is, every time these rumors have come up, I've told you there's no deal going to happen. And I've been right every time. That's the part you seem to forget, that I've been right every single time. And I'll be right again. There will be no trade by November 2nd. And you know what? Sean can save this video and we can play it in a loop if it happens, and I can, look wrong and be wrong. And I am wrong. And you can come on Sunday over to Sports Grill in Miami Lakes and say, ha, you were wrong. They traded for him, you fool. And I'll say, yeah, I'm a fool. I'm an idiot. I fell for it. I didn't have common sense. I joined JD in the lack of common sense department. But I'm going to go with common sense. Common sense says you don't trade for a guy that has all those legal issues and you have no idea what's going to happen. I'm going to go with that. I'm going to go with that one. You go with, remember, if it doesn't happen on November 2nd, then I was right and I had the right point of view. So, Big O, I think if a deal is not done, it could. You can think, that's fine. And we'll find out, right, by November 2nd. Big O, if we sign Watson, you will have to root for him as a Finns fan, right? Or what option do we have? As long as he's innocent, yes. I will root hard for Deshaun Watson and hope that he's not stupid enough to do it again and get himself in trouble. But I don't trust him. At this point, when it comes to common sense, that's out the window with Deshaun Watson. Deshaun might be a really smart guy, football-wise, just like Robert Kraft. Must be a good businessman, right? But he's pretty dumb when it comes to the common sense department. I think I'll go to an Asian day spa. Big O, all this Watson crap is all smoke. That's what SoCal Derek says. That's what I think it is. It's smoke from Houston. That's what I think it is. Kevin Lee says, Big O, I think that if a deal is not done, if possible, it could cost Greer and Flo their jobs, since Ross has a track record of firing people on their third years. Well, we'll see. Third year? No. No, he doesn't. You're wrong, dude. Philbin lasted longer than 3, and so did Sperano. before he let all those people go. You're just going by Gase. Actually, 2 of the 3 were here longer than 3 years. So that's not true that he does it often. He only did it with Gase. So I still say something needs to be done. Yeah, but nothing will see the thing. That's the other thing that a lot of you are really not understanding. You do nothing by trading for him now by November 2nd. It does not save your season. In fact, all it does is you traded for a quarterback that you will now play and put at risk for further injury. Okay, so you draft Tua, but you don't protect him. So now you're going to trade for Watson and not protect him. Again, do we have common sense? I'm not exactly sure what you guys are expecting any quarterback behind this offensive line. I'd almost rather, if you do trade for Watson, play Reed Sinnett for the rest of the year. Let him get killed. And let Jacoby Brissett and Reed Sinnett finish out the season. I don't want to see Watson play behind this line. For what? To blow out a knee or a shoulder and then he's not available the following year? I wonder what some of you actually think is going to be resolved by adding Watson on November 2nd. Like, the guy needs life insurance if you add him on by November 2nd. He now has an entire 2 months to get knocked out for 2022. Because that's what will happen behind that line. He's going to get annihilated. He's not a big guy either. I'm not sure if you guys know that. I know he's not as short as Tua, but he's also not a big player either. He's not Peyton Manning or anything like that. He's not Cam Newton. He's not Andrew Luck. Doesn't have that kind of a body. Oh, Lordy. Tua has shown to be serviceable. I haven't seen any flashes of franchise superstar. He's okay. QB and Bama fans can't handle this. Did you watch Steve Young in Tampa? You're probably too young. You can be a good quarterback in a bad situation. You're not going to look good. So that doesn't mean that you're a bad player. It means you have no support at times. That's what it means. And that happens sometimes to quarterbacks. They're in a bad situation and they don't look good. Right? Look, even you can even compare Tannehill. I'm not a big Tannehill guy, but you put him in a better situation, he looks better. Sam Darnold was a disaster with the Jets. At Carolina, at least they've made him look somewhat serviceable. You put him in a better situation, it will help all quarterbacks, man. All right, let's do this. Let's take a quick break. When we come back on the other side, Dolphins are taking on the Falcons. My buddy John Michaels, he works for 680 The Fan up there in Atlanta. We're going to come back. We'll talk a little Falcons, a little Dolphins. We'll talk a little Tua Watson stuff, and we'll get his thoughts also on the disaster that is the Canes. So John Michaels from Atlanta will join us next.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
All right, we are back. And there's my man, John Michaels. Make sure you follow him on Twitter at John Michaels U. You can catch him at 680 The Fan, 6 to 10 every morning there on 680 The Fan, and also a contributor to State of the U, which the State of the U absolutely sucks right now. John, how you doing, baby?
They're good to see you, Big O. How you doing?
Good to see you, my man. See, that's what I like about this format. We actually get to see each other
Right.
while we're talking, which is a beautiful thing. First of all, before I get into anything talking Dolphins and Falcons and getting your thoughts on the Canes, this craziness with Watson, I have shot it down every time it's come out all throughout the year because I don't believe anybody's going to trade. We just had Aaron Wilson on, and he talked about the 22 lawsuits, the 10 legal, the 10 criminal investigation lawsuits that are also not lawsuits, investigations that are going on Deshaun Watson. This is still going on. To me, it makes no sense that any team would trade for him, not just Miami. John, I've been at this for 31 years. You've been at this. How long is it now for you?
20 years now.
Okay, so you're at the cynical stage already because we've been lied to by all kinds of people in sports. So you're already there. Because when you meet these newbies, like, they're only been in the business 2 or 3 years, they haven't been railroaded enough to really understand what the hell this business is all about. And I just get the feeling that I don't think other teams are trying to trade for him. Mm-hmm. I think they inquired last year in the offseason when it initially began, and then throughout the year, maybe Houston has made a call to kind of find out. I get the feeling that Houston, this is all desperation from Houston more than anything else, because you noticed that, what's it called, McLean, who is as respected in our business as it comes, but he's not telling you that it's going to happen. So I kind of get the feeling that he's doing a favor to the organization, like, hey, talks out there, all that kind of stuff. They're trying to get something done, but they're not saying that it's going to get done. So I get a feeling that Houston's so desperate that they don't know what's coming. So if he's found guilty, they have no leverage in the offseason. If he's found innocent, they can obviously put him up for the highest bidder, and there'll be several teams trading for him. But I don't think anybody in the NFL within their right minds is going to trade for a guy there's still a chance that he could be found guilty. So how do you view all of this? Because common sense tells me it makes no sense to trade for him right now.
One of the things, and you've been around this as long as I have, I worked with an NFL team for a decade. I know how this works when it comes to the people closest to the team. The team is going to give information that they want put out there. I mean, if you just follow the tea leaves and listen to this Adam Schefter story when all the John Gruden stuff came out, you realize a lot of times these beat writers and reporters are a lot closer to the team, and they're protecting the team a hell of a lot more than putting out. And don't get me wrong, John McClain you talk about respected. There's not a guy around the NFL that might be more respected than him. But I guarantee there's somebody in that Houston organization that said, wait a second, this Deshaun Watson news has gone radio silent. Nobody's calling. The Jaguars didn't call, obviously drafted a quarterback. Denver didn't call. They signed Bridgewater. The Dolphins didn't make a move. And now all of a sudden we're getting to the trading deadline, which I think is in about 10 or 11 days in the NFL. We got to drum up some interest right now, and that could be what you're doing. Now, if Deshaun Watson is found innocent, or if he pays money and makes this go away, and just say Roger Goodell slaps him with a 4 or 6 game suspension, teams then might be really willing to say, hey, we'll give you 2 first-round picks. We'll throw in a starting defensive back. Until that happens, you're talking about 22 sexual lawsuits. I'm not saying he's guilty because I don't know, and I always live under the presumption of innocent until proven guilty. But when there's 22 different people saying the same thing about you, something smells real fishy in that argument.
And there's 10 criminal investigations that the cops are also addressing, which those are the serious ones there, because obviously those are the ones that if there's anything to it, it's jail time. Civil, it's money. And obviously if he's found guilty, burden for any of these teams, because it becomes a PR nightmare, because you're basically telling your female fans, well, we don't care that we're acquiring a sexual predator. You know what I mean? And that's why none of this makes any sense. That, I get it, man. Teams do stupid things at times.
Oh, yeah.
Our Dolphins have done plenty of stupid things in the past, all of that. But I don't think any of the 31 teams are stupid enough at this point to trade for a guy with a ton of legal issues. I just don't
Yeah,
see it.
I agree with what you're saying. The NFL, unfortunately, has told fans the only thing that they care about is the teams individually winning football games. Right. Tyreek Hill had this stuff with his kid, whether he was guilty or not. Kansas City was like, we're going to play him. Leonard Little killed a teammate. I mean, think about that. Leonard Little of the Rams literally vehicular manslaughter, killed one of his teammates, and was back in the NFL and played another 8-9 years.
Hold on. Leonard Little killed a woman. You're thinking about the Dallas Cowboy that killed a teammate, and the next week was on the sidelines.
Leonard Little. I'm sorry. Former defensive lineman. He killed somebody in a vehicular homicide. We were looking it up the other day.
He killed a woman.
Okay.
He killed a woman. Yeah, the one that killed the teammate was I forgot the guy's name, but remember Jerry brought him back the following week on the sidelines, and we're like, "Yo, what are you doing?" You know what I mean? That kind of stuff.
That's right.
Point to that though is a woman and was back after 8 games.
Yeah, the point to that though is if you can play, you're going to get a chance to play in this league. Ben Roethlisberger, that happened in the state I live in. It kind of got swept under the rug. He did a suspension, but guess what? Ben Roethlisberger came back. My point to that is nobody wants the PR nightmare in 2021. Something happened in 2006. You could trade for Deshaun Watson today, and they go, all right, we're going to let this guy play. I just find it hard to believe that somebody would not only trade for him with the PR nightmare, but pay the price. Houston, Nick Caserio has said, I want 3 first-round picks. He needs to be drug tested because nobody's giving them 3 first-round picks for Deshaun Watson. Not today.
No, and a few second-round picks, too, on top of that. Oh, yeah, they want a lot, dude. All right, let's talk about the mess that is this game between the Dolphins and the Falcons. How's the Falcon Nation right now overall with what's going on in Atlanta?
Honestly, a lot better than they were 3 weeks ago. You lose the first 2 games. They got their ass kicked by the Eagles. It wasn't even competitive. They actually played 3 good quarters against Tampa and then turned it over twice, a couple of pick sixes. And at that point, we're looking around going, all right, this team has no talent. Their fans had said maybe we should have drafted Justin Fields instead of Kyle Pitts. And then all of a sudden something happened. Matt Ryan and Arthur Smith, our head coach, really got on the same accord offensively. Last 3 games, Matt Ryan's thrown for almost 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns, no interceptions, and they're 2-1 in those games. And if the defense doesn't give up a late score to Washington, they're 3-0. So I think people are starting to come around to, hey, this team is better than we thought it would be. Problem with the Falcons right now, they are devoid of talent. There's a couple of frontline guys. Matt Ryan, Calvin Ridley, first-round pick Kyle Pitts, really good. Defensively, it's Grady Jarrett, and that's about it. So there's not a lot of talent, but the team is doing something they didn't do a year ago under Dan Quinn. They're not making stupid mistakes week in and week out, and they seem to be trending in the right direction. I'll be honest, though, we look at this game and go, there's no way we should lose to this Dolphins team. Dolphins team is a mess right now.
Yeah. No, you're right. I mean, that's how everybody should look at the Dolphins at this. I'm sure the Jags and Stanky Fingers was looking at this game going, hey, this is a winning game. You know what I mean? My only suggestion last week was that, when you play the Jags, dude, don't shake hands with Urban Meyer. Right. You don't know where those fingers have been, Well,
you do know where they've been. And let's be honest, Cayman, Nebraska was a pretty damn good-looking girl. The problem is he's a married man. Have you seen some of the outtake pictures of her before she deleted her Instagram? She's got some bikini shots that are pretty damn good.
No, she's a smoke show. He was the bat was going into the right cave. There's no doubt about that. I can't deny that. What do you see on our side here on this mess from an outsider's point of view? How do you view the Dolphins?
I mean, the mismanagement of all these draft choices is really come to fruition. The mismanagement of guys that they cut. When you look at those linebackers, and it's Andrew Van Ginkel and Jerome Baker, yet you let Kyle Van Noy go, who might have been the most rock-solid guy that you had. You missed on draft choices. Austin Jackson, the day they drafted him at number 18, what the hell are you drafting this guy for? He's a project left tackle, and you've never really put anything around Tua Tagovailoa. This year, I was all on the Najee Harris train. I wanted a running back for Miami because Myles Gaskin, he's a backup at best. Salvin Ahmad, he's a journeyman running back. Malcolm Brown,
he's a nice receiver. That's about it. That's what I like.
That's it. But he's not a guy that I want taking 25 snaps at running back. I wanted a bell cow to help Tua Tagovailoa. They didn't do that.
Gaskins is actually a beautiful number 2.
Yes.
I think perfect number 2 in the NFL, actually. You got to get a stud, and then the guy that spells you 1 out of every 3 series, that would be Myles Gaskin. I like that.
Yeah, I
And
have no
use him out
problem
of
with
the
that.
backfield as a pass catcher.
Well,
What I
and then
mean?
my other part to that is you sat at number 3, you trade back. I understand you're acquiring future assets. Then you give up a first-round pick to move back up and get a receiver. You could have sat where you were and either got Jalen Waddle or got Devontae Smith and not had to give up future assets. The problem with the mess in Miami is they mismanaged what was a cash cow of draft choices. And now here you are, and the only reason you potentially trade for a Deshaun Watson is you have a general manager that knows he's probably going to get fired and a head coach that's probably feeling the same heat as well. And now you're going to go with a desperation move and try to place the blame on Tua Tagovailoa.
Yeah, I personally don't think they're even trying to trade for Watson. I think this is all coming from Houston. I think they would try to trade for him in the offseason if he becomes available because he's innocent. But John, so it sounds to me like you're with some of the Dolphin Nation. They have failed Tua. You don't
Yeah.
believe Tua is a failure, right? Because I personally think, look, I wouldn't have drafted him in the first place because of the injury history. That scared the crap out of me. But I've never denied that I truly believe he can be a franchise quarterback. But dude, give him a line. Give him a real offensive coordinator. Give him receivers that he can count on. Give him a running game. Dude, help him out a little bit, and then he can be a player. But if you're expecting him to carry, make chicken salad out of chicken shit, that's not going to happen, man. It's not going to happen.
I watched Drew Brees, who's one of the 5 or 6 greatest quarterbacks to play this game. When the Saints were bad for about 3 or 4 years and they go 7-9, it was because he had no defense. He had a mismanaged offensive line. He had banged up receivers. Tua can't pull magic out of his hat. He threw for 300 and some odd yards a week ago, 2 touchdowns. He did throw a bad interception on an underthrow in cover 2. But how could you look at that game and say, well, it was Tua's fault that the defense couldn't get a stop? You had a 4th and 1 play, which I thought was asinine to go for it on 4th and 1 at your own 45-yard line. Punt the ball, play into overtime, and try to win a football game. Yet you gave Trevor Lawrence a half a field and a kicker who had just nailed a 50-yarder. They have failed Tua Tagovailoa. He started 11 games in this league. How many guys have played 11 games and then suddenly 25 games from now they're superstar players? You got to give this dude a chance.
Yeah, I'm with you there. So I'm glad you're with me on that one because I feel bad for Tua. I think they just have really they've done everything for him to fail. Basically, is what they've done. All right, Canes, dude. I've been talking about this. We're back to the 70s, and I know you're not that old, but I am.
Actually, yes, I am.
I went to but I mean, you weren't like biking to the Orange Bowl in the 70s.
No.
So I'm old. So but I remember going and watching Joe Montana when Notre Dame came into town. I think it was 79 or something like that. And, there's 8,000 people or 9,000 people. Joe Montana was a nobody. It was just what I'm telling you is I remember going to the Orange Bowl and watching the Canes when nobody was there. And we could get tickets for a couple of bucks. Or I could roll up $3 or $4 together and just give it to the person that's tearing tickets in the Orange Bowl. Because back in the day, you have to wait for kickoff,
right? And
then everything is settled in. Then you walk up and there's nobody around. You hand the person $3, $4 rolled up, and you walk right in and you watch the game. I've done that. I did that for the Super Bowl for Dallas and the Steelers. I got in for $5 rolled up. Okay.
Nice.
A freaking Super Bowl. I mean, but again, this is another era, another time, another place. I think we're back there again because I try to tell fans that you got to stop wanting the old days. They're not going to come back. Frank doesn't care about winning like they do at Oklahoma and Alabama and Ohio State, where the president is with the AD and with the head coach, and everybody believes at Baylor that football is king, and that at USC, even though they're failing in finding the guy, but they want to go find the guy and they'll spend the money because everybody's in line. Are you there with me already at this point that it doesn't matter even if they fire Manny? They're going to bring in another Randy and another Al or another Manny. They're really not ever going to spend the kind of money they need to get a head coach, an offensive coordinator, and a defensive coordinator, because you and I know you got to have about $10 to $12 million a year just for those three guys.
Yeah, I am there, and it's really taken this season to get there. You know, preseason, we're preseason 14. I went to the game here in Atlanta against Alabama, and I truly thought I bought the BS of 19 returning starters, 6-year offensive linemen. Man, he's taken back over the defense. We're going to be good. We got De'Aaron King. He's 25 years old. It's awesome. We're going to be good. And I watched within about 5 minutes of that Alabama game, we were so overmatched, it wasn't even fun. And it was embarrassing. Then I flew down 2 weeks later to go to the Michigan State game because I am that fan. I want to be there. They announced 45,000 people. That's a damn lie. There was about 25,000 sitting in there, and 8,000 of them were Michigan State fans. Miami fans are fed up. The best thing that may have happened to the program, the only reason I'll disagree about this much, not a lot, just about this much. Kirk Herbstreit saying what he said on College Game Day, that the program doesn't care. I'm hoping embarrassed somebody at the university or the billionaires, the board of trustee members, to where and maybe they don't give a shit. Maybe they really don't care. Because as long as
you know what, John, if you drive around town, dude, there's a new medical building all over the place. And they print money, dude. It's not a matter if they have the money or they don't. My brother, they lead the charge in medicine.
I am so
killing. You go to the hospital and they'll charge you $300 for an effing aspirin, bro, when you look at your bill. Okay, I had 5 stents in my heart. You know how much it cost me? Well, it didn't cost me. It cost the insurance $500,000, dude. And I was there for only 2 weeks. You know,
I'm so glad you said that.
$1 million. I would be broke for the rest of my life if I had to pay that. They are making hand over. They print more money than the feds can print, than Biden's printing right now, dude. They can pay. They have no interest.
And that's the thing. But I'm glad you said that, and there are intelligent people in the media. I have argued on social media probably for too long, and I allow my heart and my fandom to get involved. My argument is the school has money, and I've argued with former players. They don't have money. I said, you are so full of crap if you think that school doesn't have money to go pay $10 million if they want to. They don't prioritize it, and part of it because they're all in each other's pocket. Think about this for a second. Manny Diaz has a job. Why? Because Mark Richt wanted him to have a job, and his daddy was the mayor of Miami. Gino DeMari has a job as the baseball coach because Paul DeMari is one of the biggest big money donors at the school. Neither one of those guys were qualified, and I've always been under the MO. But
dude, Gino's done a way better job than Manny Diaz. Let's give let's give Gino a little love, because Gino has done more with the baseball program than I ever expected. I thought they were completely dead in the water, and he's actually given them some life. So let's give Gino a little love. I mean,
but I think he got the job. Remember, he sat there for the last 2 years of Jim Morris when Jim Morris had just crapped the program down the leg. My point to that is the Board of Trustees members are all in each other's pockets. And only if they ever wanted to prioritize football again will it be good. We're at a point where Miami is on the verge of, and I know they're naturally irrelevant right now, they're on the verge of locally to where people just go, you know what? I got other things to do. Even the 30,000 diehards, myself, the Cutler Ridge lads, the Mondos, the guys that go to every game, even we're to the point. I canceled my season tickets this year for the first time since 2003 because I'm sick of the crap. I'm sick of spending money on dog crap. And that's what the program has become.
Yeah. No, I don't blame you, man, because that's why I think unfortunately we're back to the 70s.
Can we find a Howard Schnellenberger? Can we find somebody like that?
And that's the next thing that I've told fans, that the next time you find a good coach, he'll have a good year, win 9 or 10, get to the Peach Bowl, the Gator Bowl, and then he's gone.
Right.
And he's not going to stick around because you're not going to pay. You know, it's like some guy reached out to me, well, we should go get Luke Fickell. And I go, dude, Luke Fickell is going to get a top-notch job with a university that's going to pay for him to have an exceptional offensive and defensive coordinators, because that's what you've got to do in college football, and they're not going to spend that kind of money. So even if they do find an up-and-coming coach, It'll be a stepping stone type of thing, and he'll be off and running, because in the end, we're not going to provide everything that coach needs in order
Right.
to succeed. And that, to me, is the problem at the University of Miami. And they could easily, dude, you and I know, if they actually spent the money on the coaches, it's not like they're not going to get it back. Their stadium will be packed. They'll sell 10 times the amount of paraphernalia that they're selling now. They'll be able to charge way more for all kinds of things, from club seats to advertising and all kinds of stuff. There are so many ways that they can make their revenue back from paying for those coaches. But you need an athletic director that is a lot like the guy that was fighting Tad Foote all the time.
Sam Jankovic.
Sam Jankovic. You're going to need a Sam Jankovic. And the guy you have now is no Sam Jankovic.
Yeah,
and that's the problem. That Sam Jankovic was a cowboy, and he cared about football. And Tad Foote is just like Julio Frank. He didn't give a shit about football, dude. But
he wanted football dead. He didn't want any parts of the Renegade Canes back in the 80s. Blake James is just a puppet, is all he is.
And, dude, I think they fear that, too, that if you go for elite, you're also going to bring in some characters that are going to, give you some stains along the way.
My thing is, even at this point, are we ever going to be national title good? Probably not. But could we be 9-10 win good in a dog crap ACC and be in Charlotte 3 out of every 5 years? Yeah. And that's the part to me that's the most embarrassing. I work with Joe Hamilton, played at Georgia Tech, and I'm nervous we're going to lose to Georgia Tech. I just talked to Matt Schaub this morning, and Schaub was like, I didn't even want to call you, John, because I know how you felt when you missed a field goal. And I have fans that try to tell me, yeah, but they're close. I said, when the hell did the criteria of Miami be our kids play hard and we were close? That's the most embarrassing step back crap that I've ever heard. I get so frustrated every time I think about Miami. I mean, you see, I still wear my cane stuff every day, but Saturday night, 7:30, I'll sit there, I'll scream and yell on Twitter, and it changes zero.
Yeah, I'm with you. What's the prediction? Who wins this weekend, Dolphins or Falcons?
I'm going to take the Falcons. I'll take the Falcons minus the points. I think they really have turned a corner. You're going to see our defensive coordinator and Dean Pease. He's been around the block, Baltimore, everywhere else. He is going to make life miserable. Blitzes from everywhere. Make Tua stand in there and hold it. And more than anything, make your offensive line try to block us. I obviously don't know the injury status as of yet for Xavier Howard and Byron Jones. If they're not there, the Falcons do get Calvin Ridley and Russell Gage back, or 1 and 2. And I think they finally figured out with Kyle Pitts what to do. And that's going to be a matchup nightmare down the middle of the field for the Dolphins. I'll say 24-17, Falcons get the dub.
Yeah, and by the way, Vegas feels the same way. They've got the Falcons favored on the road for this one, so they feel like the Falcons are going to win it. Follow him on Twitter at John Michaels U, and you can catch him at 680 The Fan and also at State of the U. John, as always, my brother, thank you for taking some time. I appreciate you.
Anytime. Great to talk to you.
You got it, baby. Be good. There you go. John Michaels, man. Good people, as always, out in Atlanta. Crazy stuff, man. It is a crazy time here in South Florida right now. The good thing is we got the Heat tonight. The Heat opening up the season. I like it. I like it. I like it. By the way, let's go over our picks. All right. Going into last night's contest, we were 1-1 on the season. On the opening night, we split. Last night, we gave you 2 bets in the Charlotte-Indiana game. We had Charlotte -2 and the over 223.5. Well, unfortunately, Charlotte only won by 123-122. So I lost that one, but we won the over 223. They scored 245 points. So we're 1-1 there so far. We told you to take the Knicks -2 against Boston. They won by 4, 138-134. We're 2-1. We told you to go with Philly -3 against New Orleans because they are a bad basketball team. Well, we were right. 117-97. We won that one. We are now 3-1. We told you Utah taking on OKC. They were favored by 12. They won by a lot more, 107-86. We are 4-1 on the night. And then we told you Denver and Phoenix. Phoenix was favored by 6. The over and under was 223. We told you to go with the over 223. Unfortunately, they only scored 208, so we lost that one. We ended up 4-2 on the night. We are now 5-3 for the season against the number in the NBA. So we got picks tonight. First of all, we're going to go Dallas is at Atlanta. Atlanta is favored by 2.5. Lou Williams is questionable with the hip. Danilo Gallinari, also questionable, dealing with a left shoulder injury. I like Dallas in this one. I don't think they're coming in with any big injuries that I know of. Porzingis and what's it called? Damn it, now I'm forgetting the Doncic. They are healthy and ready to rock. You know what? I'm going to go with the dog on the road. I'm going to go Dallas in Atlanta. I'm going to take the 2.5. I'm going to go Dallas plus 2.5 in Atlanta. Clippers are at the Warriors. And the Warriors, man, even without Clay 2 nights ago, and this is going to be fun because they're going to get Clay back now eventually. I think it's like in January. So it'll be nice to see them back in full strength this year. But Warriors are favored by 4 with the Clippers on the road. The over and under is 226. Wiggins and Draymond Green are both are playing, but limited minutes because they're coming back. I think one's COVID, one's injury, if I'm correct. And Klay Thompson's still not with the team out till January. Warriors played outstanding the other night, but the Clippers can play some defense. So I'm going to do this. I'm not going to go with any pick here. I'm going to go with the over 226. I think there's going to be enough points scored in this game. So I'm going to go over 226 Clippers at Warriors. We got Miami Heat. The other game on the slate tonight, the Miami Heat open up the regular season tonight at the FTX Arena. Gotta think crypto here. Bucks are favored by 3 on the road. They won the other night. Miami, I like this new look Miami Heat team. They've got defense. They're fresh. They're healthy. I'm going to take the 3 points. Even if Miami loses this game, which I think they're actually going to surprise the Bucks and win tonight, but I'm going to take Miami plus 3 in this one. Even if they lose the game really tight, right at the end by a basket or 1 point or something like that. I'm going to go Miami plus 3 in this game. So I've got Miami plus 3. I've got Dallas plus 2.5. So I'm taking 2 dogs, 1 at home, 1 on the road. I'm going over 226 Clippers and Warriors. There you go. Now, in football, we are, where am I here? I know we're about 4 games under 500. Yeah, 5 games. 16, 21, and 1. We are struggling. We've had 2 better weeks now, actually, lately, but we are still under 500 here on the football side. Tonight, Denver is taking on Cleveland. And as you all know, Case Keenum is starting. Baker Mayfield is out. Jack Conklin is also out. Odell Beckham dealing with the shoulder injury. Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, all out for Cleveland. Denver's got a hell of a defense. Case Keenum, really smart guy, has got a pop gun arm. They don't have the same firepower that they normally have to assist him. And I know that the Denver quarterbacks aren't anything impressive. Bridgewater is just a guy. And if you ever get to Drew Lock, I know, whatever. But you know what? Cleveland is favored by 2 at home. Over and under is 41. I'm going to take Denver here. And I'm going to count on Denver's defense to be the difference in this game. I'm going to take the 2 points on the road. I think Denver wins this game, actually. And I guess shocks Las Vegas since they've got Cleveland winning. or edge with -2. So I'm going to go with Broncos +2 in the NFL tonight. Those are my picks. How about that? That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Now we take a break, and we come back and get ready for hour number 3 right here on the Big O Radio Show.
This is the Big O Show.
Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Bird Road location at 11481 Southwest 40th Street in the back corner of the West Bird Shopping Center. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends.
It's the Big O Show. You're tuned in to the hottest sports radio.
When you need your warehouse looking good while staying efficient, there's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City in Hialeah. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. Pallet Rack City is the company you need when you want your warehouse sporting the finest racks in the business. After all, who doesn't love a great rack? Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547.
Orlando, a.k.a. the Big O. He covers all the South Florida teams.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Offense to the heat, well, you know what I mean. Monday to Friday, Friday Pablo in the...
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
Show on the radio, the top's where we gonna go, Miami, that's the way we roll.
Folks, you can support the hardest working sports talk show in South Florida through Cash App or Venmo. Just search Cash Big O Show. Support us through Cash App or Venmo. Cash Big O Show. We thank you for your incredible support.
On the morning show, Big O, no one has a similar show. Talk sports, talk plays, talk...
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
Live and direct, because nobody do it better than Big O in the set. From sunrise, listen live.
When you're ready to purchase a new home or refinance the one you have, American Dream Lending will make sure your loan experience is easy with fast approvals and quick closings. With many loan programs and competitive rates, now is the time to turn your dreams into reality. Ask about special financing for veterans. They never charge an application fee, and you will work directly with one of their experienced loan professionals. Stop dreaming and contact American Dream Lending today, 786-802-1727, or online at adreamlending.com. The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Ready to rock and roll. Hour number 3, and look who has stepped in. Yes.
What's up, Big O?
How you doing, man? How you doing? You doing all right?
I'm doing great. Great.
Got the heat
weather's
tonight.
Cooling off. Heat
And the heat
back on the
heat is
floor.
coming in. Yeah.
Yes. The heat. And when the
The
heated
heat,
seats,
and by the way,
hold
the Panthers playing Colorado tonight, and the Panthers are 3-0, dude. So
Panthers got off to a very strong start.
yeah, dude, our winter teams are going to be our saving grace here.
That's what we're looking forward to, because when we talk about heat and cold and cooling off, one thing that's not cooling off and definitely is heating up are the seats of the head football coaches for both Miami football teams right now.
Yes. I'm with you there. Right now, although I mean, on the Canes side, I don't even know how that is going to even help out when it's all said and done, because they will hire just another Manny or another Al Golden or Shannon or anything like that. The Dolphin one is the one where.
What about Algergon?
Oh, you talk about the LSU coach?
The LSU coach, yeah.
Yeah, Ogeron to. The problem is he had some other issues at LSU, and
make him kind of fit in here in Miami.
Yeah.
He won't stick out as such a sore thumb as he did up there.
No, he won't. But something tells me that the University of Miami may not want to get involved with something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but, and in the end, Eves, you know what? They're not going to spend the kind of money to get the right coach and assistants, because dude, you got to spend $10 to $15 million a year just on those three people, in your football program. So, and they have the money. They have more than enough money. They print money over there with all the medical buildings they have all throughout South Florida. Oh, yeah. I mean, when we were kids, I used to go to the Pepsi factory right off of the Palmetto for a field trip when I was a kid from Arbondale Elementary. Now it's a brand new, big, beautiful facility for the University of Miami right off the Palmetto when you see that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. I don't know. There's, I just don't see the commitment there. The question is, are we at the point now with the Dolphins that you should clean house, or they were so solid in their first 2 years, and obviously things have gone bad. Have they earned the opportunity to come back to try to fix the issue? Because, Eves, in the end, dude, we're all human beings. None of us are perfect. Even great coaches are going to have off years. So maybe they did a couple of things that are wrong. Do they deserve to come back is the question. Or do you need to see the next 11 games to decide that also, Eves?
I think the rest of the season is going to tell us a lot. I mean, if the rest of the season continues to go the way the beginning of the season did, then obviously it's going to look like there need to be some changes made. Now, if we come back and we win 5, 6, 7 games, 8 games in the remainder of the season, then obviously, Flores is going to get another chance. He has a very good relationship with Stephen Ross, so I don't think if he makes some type of, and I don't want to call it a comeback, but, get us to an improved record from where we're at now so far, he'll probably get another shot, but we also know right now, back in talks with Mr. Deshaun Watson. We got a trade deadline coming around the corner. How steady, what do we see in the future for Tua if Deshaun Watson lands in Miami?
Right. But I don't think that that's going to happen now. We've been talking about that. I think that story, like the first couple times it's come up, I think it's completely bogus. I think it's coming from Houston. I don't think anybody's trading for him right now. Maybe in the offseason, once his legal issues are done and everybody knows that he's either innocent or guilty, then I think people can move forward. I'm not believing this story at all. And we had on Aaron Wilson, who covers, the Houston Texans, and he's well connected there, and he feels like there's nothing imminent right now. And to me, I think this is all coming from Houston. I don't even think it's coming from Miami. I don't think Miami is really interested unless he is innocent and Tua did not play well this season. And I think, like you said earlier on this thing, I think we got to find out about the next 11 games. But right now, I'm not buying any of those rumors about Watson. And I don't think it's coming from Miami. It doesn't make sense, Eves. How do you trade for somebody that's got 22 civil lawsuits and 10 criminal investigations going on? Doesn't make sense at all. And that's the problem with that one. I mean, would you trade for a guy that's got 22 civil lawsuits and 10 criminal investigations going on right now?
Probably not.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like the best idea.
No, it doesn't. It's too much of a gamble. And do you know what kind of an idiot you're going to look like if he's found guilty? Oh, my God. You gave up all those picks. Guy's going to jail, won't play for you for a couple of years if he even plays. And if he goes to jail and he's found guilty, do you really want him to play after that? That doesn't send the right – in today's world, dude, I mean, the cancel culture eliminates you for saying something wrong. Can you imagine? Nowadays, 20 years ago, maybe a whole different world. But now –
oh, yeah. 20 years ago, a handful of people might have even known what was going on.
Right. Exactly. So it's crazy, man. All right. So the mortgage business is also crazy right now, but I think people would be crazy not to take advantage of what's going on right now. So if they're looking to maybe refinance and bring that monthly payment down, maybe consolidate, pay some bills, maybe they want to get a little more equity out of their home to fix it up, go on a vacation, kids' college fund. Talk to us a little bit about how people can take advantage.
Right now is the end of the year. Rates still remain at historic lows right now. Right now is a great time to start refinancing. If you haven't already refinanced and got that great rate, or maybe you did refinance, but you didn't access some of the equity you've gained because you refinanced over a year and a half ago when rates first dropped, when the pandemic started. And now you have $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 of equity. You need to be able to put that equity to good use. It just sitting there is not going to make you any money. It's not going to lower your bills. It's not going to renovate your house and make your house worth more. But you're reinvesting in your home and making it worth more. There's nothing wrong with using the equity because you're gaining equity as well.
That's right.
So, some people have the stigma of not wanting to access the equity, but in that case, by increasing the equity, it's balancing out and you're living more comfortably in a brand new house. But right now, if you get started with the refinance, we're at the end of October. We're going to get you closed by the end of November, worst case, first week of December. You're not going to have a payment in December. You're not going to have a payment in January. Your first mortgage payment is going to be in February. You may be at the end of the year trying to figure out Christmas shopping, Christmas vacation, or that last minute renovation before the big Christmas party. Well, now's the time to get it started so you can access those funds in time. And who wouldn't mind skipping 2 payments going into the new year?
Ooh, you know what? That's actually a really good move.
Rebuild that emergency fund. I mean, a month after, you're going to have the tax return check. You know what I mean? So it'll put you in a really good place to get started in 2022.
All right, so talk to the folks if they want to call you to get in at 305-992-5218. Tell them about what you can do for them right now if they're looking to either buy a home or they want to refinance their current deal right now and get a better deal in place.
Well, we're giving away money for closing costs. We're giving away minimum $1,000 lender credit for your closing costs to help you cover some of those costs. In a situation where you're purchasing a home, that lender credit can be as high as $5,000 to help you get into that house and keep an extra $5,000 so you can take care of your move, buy some furniture, get that nice big TV so you can watch the Dolphins win on Sunday here over the next 11 weeks. Whatever it may be, we can help you out. Or maybe you just need someone to look at your situation and tell you, hey, John, you're in a perfect situation. For what your goals are, you don't need to do anything. You should stay with the loan that you have right now, and that's the way you're going to save the most money. And that's fine. We don't mind telling our clients that, because if it's true, it's true. And we want you to be in the best financial position. But what it'll do for you is you'll be able to know that you are in the best financial position with your mortgage, that nothing you can do can save you money without having that question every time you see a commercial on TV to refinance your home or an ad on Facebook.
Folks, call my man Eves right now, and this is his personal cell number. He's going to take care of you, man. 305-992-5218. So if you're looking to buy a home or a condo, or you're looking to refinance, or you want to get some of that equity out, since a lot of us have been able to build some equity up with our homes going up in value, 305-992-5218. Call the great people at American Dream Lending and call the owner right now, Yves Shams. He will take care of you. Yves, thank you, my brother. I appreciate you as always, and have a fantastic week. And let's see if the Dolphins can get us a win, dude.
Yes, we need it. We definitely need it.
There you go. The phones are already ringing.
The phone's already ringing. Someone's already calling from the show.
305-992-5218. Call him. Yves, love you, brother. Be good.
All right, Big O. Talk to you soon.
There you go. Yves Sham, baby. Great stuff there, as always. Telling you want somebody you can trust. It is a very difficult decision that you're going to make in this world. Okay? Somebody talked to Chris L. there on the chat board. He goes, let's keep it sports, Big O. Somebody may want to talk to that young man about some of the rules on this show. Let's see. What else do we have here? Robert Ortiz, not you. You all been working, but screwing up Watson. How about Tua? Trade DVP for draft capital. Man, if they could get a pick for DVP, that would be fantastic. So it sounds a lot harder than what it is. Maybe you could trade him for some backup player somewhere, but I doubt that you're going to get a pick for him, man. I really do. Let's see. What's it called? Ian goes, chill, homie. Don't divide Big O on his own format. Yeah. There is a rule on the show. The rule on the show is you do not control what the content is. What I do, what I say, what I want to talk about. So if you don't like what I'm talking about, you can tune out if you want. I apologize, sorry, but you're not controlling anything. So telling me what to do is not really ever a good thing on this show. I'm not big on that. Not when I've been at it for 31 years, and it's not like I need help. I already have a producer. I have an exceptional executive producer in Sean Stanley who more than helps prepare me for this show. And that's all the assistance I need. Don't need any guidance from anyone else telling me on what I could or can't talk about. So it's pretty simple. I don't want Flo or Greer doing the draft again. They really screwed it up. Paul in Connecticut. I mean, I get that a lot of you are feeling like that right now. They're 1-5. It doesn't look good. I mean, I'd love to sit here and argue with you and tell you you're wrong, but right now, I mean, you have everything to stand on right now, and it just doesn't look good. I listen. In the end, I'm not ready to give up on everybody. Not all the players. Maybe I'm pretty close to Austin Jackson, giving up on him for sure. But no, there's a lot. Although he might make it as a guard, maybe. I don't know. We'll see now. That's next. Certainly not a tackle right now. But I'd like to see everybody else with a good amount of playing time before I'm, deciding that, okay, they cannot play. Even Noah Igbenogany, who has no ball skills whatsoever. I would like to see the kid play more, and I know he's going to make more mistakes, but I can find out if he'll learn. You know what I mean? If he never plays, I'll never know if he can learn and get better. There's a lot of us that have tried things in life that we sucked at the beginning, and then as we kept playing, we got better, right? Whether it's a video game or it's skateboarding or cooking or barbecuing or waxing your car. You might have been really crappy the first time you did it and all that. And then as you did it more and more, you got, in a groove and you figured it out. And now the car looks, perfect compared to how you used to do it. Everything takes practice. Sex takes practice. You're not going to be great at sex the first time out. But as time goes on and as you continue to have sex and explore and try all kinds of things, and, you develop a repertoire. So I'm just saying, everything kind of takes a little time, And even with Noah, I would like to give him more time. But I understand those of you that want to fire Chris Greer and you want to get rid of Flo and you're tired of Tua. That's fine. You're entitled to your opinion. You want to feel that way. I know I will piss a lot of you off and frustrate some of you, that I am going to be a little bit more patient with those three gentlemen, even though it looks terrible right now. But I cannot argue with anybody that is unhappy with 1-5, and they look like a mess right now. And they look like they're poorly coached, and players aren't achieving their, potential, young and old, by the way. It's across the board, the problems with the Dolphins. So those of you that want to fire everybody, what am I going to tell you? You're wrong? I can't tell you you're wrong. Those of you that only want to fire one guy, either Flo or Greer, what am I going to do? You have plenty to stand on, plenty to complain about. Let's see. Big O, you doing the Heat road games? What do you mean, am I doing the Heat road games? I don't understand that. Oh, you're talking about like at the bar. That could happen, yes, down the line. Once football season ends, that could happen. Or if the Dolphins continue to lose, who knows? We might switch up the thing at Sports Grill to a Heat night instead. Yeah, no, that could happen. You never know. You never know. Big O changed the slogan of the show to tune up this year, overhaul next year. Yeah, George, I think we were a little off on that one, right? Tune up 2021, title 2022. Yeah, that one may not work out. You are correct, sir. By the way, congratulations to Inter Miami yesterday. Nice little win against Toronto. Not that they're going to go to the playoffs or anything like that, but still, man, it was nice for them to win. When they scored the first one, and then they Toronto scored right away, and luckily they were offsides and they called it back. I was like, whoa. JD Diesel coming in with a little love on the super chat. Man, JD, nice job by you, sir. How about that? Still love you, but we want to see you at Sports Girl. I got to talk some common sense into you. I'm going to walk you through, because one day you'll be rich and famous, JD. And when I give you the advice not to go call strange women for anything, you will keep all your money. Look at Deshaun Watson. Did you hear Aaron Wilson? He's already lost $2 million in legal fees. $2 million. This will become the most expensive hand jobs he has ever had in his life. That alone right there. But thank you, JD. Very nice of you. Chris A., have you heard about the Watson rumors picking up steam? What's your thoughts on it? Chris A., you're going to have to rewind, bro. You're going to have to go back to the first hour, and you can get the Aaron Wilson interview straight from Houston, a Texans insider. Very few people in the world are more connected in Houston than Aaron Wilson. So you may want to go listen to that interview, and you may want to go hear how we broke it all down in the first hour. Okay? I love the guys that just show. It happens to me all the time on Twitter. Yeah. On Twitter, a man or a woman will get on Twitter, right? And they'll say, hey, what'd you think about this? And I've already answered the question a couple of times already. Okay? And it's like very few people ever have the thought of, hey, you know what? Let me go down his timeline because he's probably answered this question. I mean, who hasn't asked him about the Watson thing? Like today, this afternoon, I'll get on Twitter and I'll have people like, hey, so what do you think about Watson's rumor? And all the answers will be there on Twitter. It'll be on my on the show here, all of that. And they'll just want me to repeat it like 87 times. And then I'll get DMs, right? And then, they want to DM, hey, so what do you think about the Watson thing? And it's like, dude, it's on the timeline. I've already answered it 87 times. So, yeah, sometimes those of you out there, I just want you to know that, when it's so obvious like that, you just may want to go to the timeline, or in this case, you just may want to rewind, and you may think, that's a headlining story. I would imagine, talked about that right from the start in the beginning of that show. Steve M., thank you, sir, for your super chat and a sticker with a number 1 finger. It's much better than the other finger, the American bird. So thank you. That is very kind of you coming in on a little super chat action. Drago says, I'm with you, Big O. I'm a longtime Dolphin fan, and I've seen bad GMs, and these guys include coaching doesn't even come close. They're just having a hiccup. We lose them and get good elsewhere. It's tough, man. It's just it's just frustrating for all of us because we all thought we were out of this mess. And we thought that this team was past being a disaster. And right now at 1-5, it's a disaster. Tony Francis says Jilly is banging harder than those vicious hits Tony Page was putting on those Bills linebackers in the 91 snow ice game. Yeah, Jilly is an absolute smoke show. I mean, Deshaun Watson has a gorgeous girlfriend. She's not pretty. She's gorgeous. She is super fine. Okay? She's so fine, I would have tracking devices installed in her. Okay? I would have cameras installed on her just to make sure while she's walking around, nobody's getting even close to her. Meanwhile, he's just looking for women on IG. It's just weird. Weird. But there's that saying, right? Show me a fine woman and I'll show you a guy. I'll let some of you that actually know the saying finish it out. Let's see. Are the Panthers Stanley Cup contenders this year? They sure do look like a lock so far. Troy, it's all up to the dude between the pipes. If Bob or Knight, not Bob Knight, but Bob or Bobrovsky or Knight, if neither one of those guys step up, then no. But if one of those guys becomes a stud between the pipes, they're a Stanley Cup contender. They have everything else to win the Stanley Cup. It's all up to the goalie. Okay? All up to the goalie. Big O had Sports Grill yesterday. The fried chicken tenders and the special grilled sauce, a sleeper, my friend. I'm out on Dolphins for this season. What a letdown. Okay, but Anthony, we want you to come on over to Miami Lakes on Sunday and have a great brunch. And then when the game starts, you can leave. How about that? But come on out, have the brunch with us, hang out, have some pancakes, maybe have a burger, whatever you want, have some more wings. Then when the game starts, you can leave. But come on out and hang out with us, bro. And JD, you better come down, bro. I don't know where you are here in South Florida. You better get your ass over there. Okay? I'm going to have pictures of Jilly all over the place. And I want to say, you tell me, where's common sense cheating on this? Big O, they let go of the good gets. Our 10-6 team was dismantled, and I'm sure at Smogs Forever can agree there. I don't know what that means. If Ross fires them, I bet you they will rebound elsewhere, and the same fans will switch their tune and start saying, we should have been patient. It's so true. Drago, it's so true. NorCal says, double down on the Rams this week. Goff will pay for what he said about the coach's girl. Goff getting piped. That could be true. GP Trap says 80 years ago today, Wonder Woman was introduced. All I know is I lived for Linda Carter and Wonder Woman. Damn, that woman was smoke show. Wow. She looks so good in that uniform. I got to tell you something. What's it called? Serena. Serena looks really good in the Wonder Woman outfit in that, what is it, the TV commercial or whatever it is? Is it like Comcast or something? I forgot what it is. DirecTV or I don't know. It's some kind of TV service. It's funny, right? Because you see those commercials 8,000 times, and yet sometimes you still don't remember who the hell the sponsor is. But I think it's like AT&T or Comcast or something like that, or DirecTV or something, whatever. But and I'm not talking about the one where she's on the tennis court with the animals and all that. No, I'm talking about the one that she's in the mall and dressed like Wonder Woman. She looks good as Wonder Woman, man. I'm thinking, she's close to retirement already, right? She, does hits the weight room a little bit, tightens up, and gets into that Wonder Woman uniform. And why not Serena as Wonder Woman? I would like that. It's not like you need this incredible acting skills. I think Serena is talented enough to read the lines and do it all. But credit to her, man. She looks good in that uniform. You got to have the body. You got to have the curves. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way. When you're in that Wonder Woman outfit, you just can't be, You gotta have dangerous curves ahead, like Linda Carter or Serena in this case. I'm just saying. It's not a bad one. It's DirecTV, GP Trap is telling me. Well, it figures he would know. Of course, Mr. Superhero himself. GP Trap gave us this. Our rockin' Batman. Yeah, baby. He knows me well. Got me the Batman, but he got me a Batman with a guitar, which that is just amazing right there. Lucky You says Linda Carter was hot in her days. Smoke show. Total smoke show. Linda Carter was hot, but I was more of an Angie Dickinson guy. Oh, I'm with you there. You know why? Because Linda Carter was super beautiful and yet super classy. Yet Angie Dickinson was super beautiful, super sexy, and she looked like she was going to be very entertaining when you close the doors. You know what I'm saying? So I get what you're saying about. And plus, all you have to do is watch, what's the name of that movie? That with the killer and he's like a cross-dresser or something, and It starts the movie that Angie Dickinson is in the shower and she's like butt naked and oh, damn it. What's the name of that movie? Really good movie, actually. What's this guy's name that he's in it? Oh, damn it. Dress to Kill. Thank you, Within Nails. That's it. Not Big Bad Mama. Although that's a different kind of movie. I know what you're saying. But Dress to Kill is the one. That's it. No, not Body Double. Dress to Kill. That's it. Michael Caine. That's it. Michael Caine is the woman. Exactly. Exactly. Yes. That's a really good movie. I wonder if it still holds up. I mean, the initial scene of Dress to Kill is pretty edgy. I don't know if any of you know what I'm talking about. Those of you youngins out there, go ahead. Go watch Dress to Kill. And you should watch the movie. I wonder if it holds up. It was a good movie back in the day. I haven't seen Dress to Kill in forever, but I know that the opening scene, I got to tell you. All right, let's take a quick break. On the other side, it is time for our American Dream Lending Miami Dolphins Weekly Report with Joe Shad. That is next.
Dolphins fans, buckle up. It's time for the American Dream Lending Miami Dolphins Report with Joe Shad. When you're ready to purchase a new home or refinance the one you have, American Dream Lending will make sure your loan experience is easy. With fast approvals and quick closings. Call them at 786-802-1727 or online at adreamlending.com. Here's Joe Shad with today's edition of the American Dream Lending Report.
So, Joe, have you ever seen Dress to Kill with Angie Dickinson back in the day and Michael Caine?
Have not seen that one.
I'm going to say no. Huh?
Have not seen that one. I watched eight movies to and from London, and one of them was a very old movie, a classic that I'd always heard about but never seen. It's called Citizen Kane.
Oh, yeah, dude, of course. Are you kidding
I've
me?
never seen Citizen Kane.
You waited till your like 50th year on this earth to watch Citizen Kane? How old are you now? You're like 40, right? What are you, 40, 38?
46.
41? You're really, dude? Well, I didn't think you were that old. Okay. Oh, okay.
It was a strange movie, but I can understand why it was sort of an important movie,
right?
In setting the tone for how movies can be made and the things that can actually be done in film. It was really cool.
Yeah. No, Citizen Kane is a classic. Yeah. So if you ever get a chance, watch Dress to Kill with Angie Dickinson and Michael Caine. It's actually a really good movie back in the day. And it's an incredibly hot scene at the beginning to start the movie. So I just wanted to prepare you that you're gonna go, wow, okay. It's different. All right, so let's start off. I've never thought this trade is going to happen all year long, Joe. Every time this story has come up, I just have not believed in it because I don't think anybody in their right minds would trade for a guy with, we had Aaron Wilson on from Houston a little while ago in the first hour, and he reminded us not just the 22 lawsuits, but there's also the 10 criminal investigations that are also going on in the process. And so to me, it makes zero sense that anyone in the NFL would trade for this guy until you have a resolution in all these cases. That way you know where he stands. So first of all, how are you viewing this? Do you think this is a possibility, or do you think like I do that there's no way anybody in their right mind is trading for this guy right now?
I don't think that we can eliminate the possibility that the Dolphins will try to acquire Deshaun Watson because we don't know exactly how important this acquisition is to owner Stephen Ross. If owner Stephen Ross has decided, much the same way he decides I'm going to build this incredible building in New York, if he's decided Deshaun Watson is the object of my affection, I'm 81 years old, I'm tired of not having an elite upper echelon quarterback, I don't care what it takes, Chris Greer, if you want to keep your job, you're going to go get this guy. Now, can we suggest that that's an impossible, implausible scenario? No. And so that's why I don't think we can eliminate the possibility that it could still happen.
Okay, what's your gut tell you? I want you to put your cojones on the line because my cojones say no shot it happens. So what's your gut tell you is what I want to know because you're around the situation. You call people, you talk to people around the league. I know you're well connected. So what's your gut tell you when it's all said and done?
My gut tells me that if the Dolphins are to acquire Deshaun Watson, it's more likely to occur after the season than before the trading deadline. I do agree with that notion that it's certainly in the Dolphins' best interest, if at all possible, to delay this potential acquisition. Now, of course, you don't want to lose them. What if some other team is actually able to come forward with a package, Philadelphia, Carolina, etc.? I don't think that the Dolphins necessarily need to bid against themselves in the way some have felt they have done in some past transactions. If, in fact, they are the only team that Deshaun Watson will play for, then that should create some leverage for the Dolphins. You see these NBA players saying that they refuse to play for any team but this team. Trade me here. And usually the team that's dealing away the superstar doesn't get robbed. And so there's no reason for the Dolphins to give away 3 first-rounders, 2 second-rounders. I don't think that they should feel held hostage in any way. Houston is the team with the problem. They're the one with a guy on their roster who they're paying, who's not even playing, who is facing 22 accusations.
So let me ask you, okay, so this is the part now that you and I have been in this business in a long time, and we've had plenty of people lie to us or mislead us or whatever. And so there's this cynical part in us. For me right now, this story now, the way it's all breaking down, the way it came out from John McClain, and he never stated it as a story that's going to happen and that it's going. No, he's saying that they're talking and they would like to get something done and all that kind of stuff. I kind of get the feeling that the Dolphins really didn't inquire right now. I kind of get the feeling this is coming from Houston and their last ditch effort, because in the end, they don't know what direction this whole thing is going to go in. They don't know what's going to happen with the 22 civil lawsuits. They don't know what's going to happen with the 10 criminal investigations going on with the other 10 with the cops also checking it out. So they want to see if they can get somebody desperate to make a move last minute, because by the time you get to the off season, you will know if he's innocent or guilty. And at that point, then Houston will have either no leverage or all the leverage in the world. Right now, they were trying to avoid the fact that they could end up with no leverage. So maybe this is a last-ditch effort to not just get the Dolphins, but other teams involved and try to see if the chum in the water brings them in. What do you think?
I mean, this was clearly a strategic release of information by the Houston Texans leadership. Okay. 2 key members of the Houston media. Now, from the Dolphins, I'm a little bit annoyed because I'm sitting there thinking, I got Tua Tagovailoa. He's supposed to play on Sunday. This is hurting our second-year, 22, 23-year-old quarterback. And so, again, if Ross says, I don't care, I want this done, it could still happen. It's like when your wife tells you to hire someone to fix the dishwasher, and the dishwasher is not calling you back, and then he's telling you he's going to charge you twice as much as he originally told you, and you want to tell the guy to get out of my house, but your wife is like, I don't care what it takes, get the dishwasher fixed, right? You got to listen to your wife.
Yeah, no, you're right.
So if Ross says get it done, I don't care if it hurts to his feelings. I don't care if 72% of my fan base are opposed to the idea of acquiring Deshaun Watson.
By the way,
I'm 81 years old.
Wait a minute. Is that a Palm Beach Post poll right now going on?
We actually have a current poll that I believe has been posted or will soon be posted. But the last time I ran a poll, It was in that range of 70 to 80%. So the fans don't want this guy, but to play devil's advocate, owner Stephen Ross has allowed a lot of folks, GMs and coaches, to do things that they thought would work, and they haven't. So if he really wants to do something his own way, you remember he once suggested that the Dolphins take Lamar Jackson. He was kind of right.
Well, it depends. See, here's where I have a problem with all of that. Okay, so are you going to draft Lamar Jackson, and are you going to be committed to running the offense you need for Lamar Jackson like John Harbaugh is? Because you acquired Tua, and you failed to build a line for a injury-prone quarterback. You failed to give him a dominant running game for an injury-prone quarterback. You failed to give him an experienced quarterbacks coach, offensive line coach, and offensive coordinator for a young quarterback. So, you know what I mean? If you're going to build something, then build it to its strengths and help it succeed. Water your plant so it grows. Tua right now is buried in a desert where Tua right now is right next to the Colorado River that has no water right now, and it can't feed. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem with all of this. So it's really nice to say, oh, we could have acquired Lamar Jackson. If you don't design the offense the way the Ravens did, Lamar Jackson would be out of football already at this point. Because if you think you can make him a drop back quarterback, you're dead in the water. You know what I'm saying? So
let's talk about Tua. So let's talk about Tua for a minute.
Something and help it grow is the thing. Hey, for many years, my brother, you had Dan Marino down here, and rest in peace, Don Shula. We know you are the greatest, but he failed to give the greatest quarterback in the history of the Miami Dolphins what he needed to succeed overall. Yeah, he had success because he had some weapons, but he never got deep into the playoffs and win a Super Bowl because you didn't give him a defense and a running game. Doesn't matter what kind of player you get, you still have to give that player what he needs in order to succeed. And that's what they have failed here with Tua.
Well, I'm going to give you some good news out here in Miami Gardens, Florida. It just came off the practice field. And Tua, assuming he is, the quarterback on Sunday against the Falcons, it looks like he's going to have Devontae Parker and Preston Williams back. And it also looks like he's got a better chance to get more snaps because it looks like Xavier Howard and Byron Jones have a good chance to come back. So 4 key Dolphins all running around pretty good out there on the practice fields. That is a big encouraging sign. I expect to see that Falcons 2.5 point odds line shift closer to 1.
In other words, hurry up and take the Dolphins right now so you can get a deal.
Get the 2.5.
Yeah, get the 2.5 right now, baby. Because the boys might be coming
24-21
back.
for the Dolphins. That's my pick for this week.
And by the way, you touched on something that I touched on the show. And then and it's like a 2-part thing that I want to bring to you. One, you are so correct that by this coming out again, even if it's not the Dolphins, what's Tua and his agent thinking at this point? You know what I mean? It's like, yo, what the F is going on? You guys don't give us a line. You don't give us a running game. You don't this, that, and now you're also getting rid of us. You know what I mean? And so it kind of strains the relationship. And if you're Tua, you're wondering, are you really behind me or not? Or what the hell is going on? And then the other thing that when you think about all of this, and this is for you now, since you're on the beat all the time, I would imagine that these guys could easily come out and say, we haven't contacted Houston at all. But the problem is, and that's why I'm going to follow up, they can't tell you that because then every rumor that comes out, you're going to want some kind of a response to it. so they don't
I
want to respond
disagree.
to every
Yeah,
rumor.
and
So
we've
go
talked
ahead.
about this. I disagree. I
That's
think
fine.
that they can tell us or not tell us anything they want. If they really have no interest in acquiring Deshaun Watson prior to the trade deadline, and they're going to stick with Tua for the whole year, it's my opinion that they should either publicly say it or at least let us know privately so we can report that. That's my opinion. That's their choice. That's their choice.
Dude, but that's so snakish on your part. You're setting them up on there. Well, if they tell us that he's their quarterback for the year, then you know what your effing stories are going to be. Well, they've said he's the quarterback for the year, but in the offseason, they could still revisit it. That's my point.
Yeah,
if
but who
they
are you
say
trying
anything,
to,
Joe,
who are you trying to support? It's not about Joe Schad. It's about Tua Tagovailoa and the players in the locker room. If you want Tua to know that you're not acquiring Deshaun Watson, it's not good enough to tell him. You got to get that information out publicly.
I know, but if you say that, then you corner yourself somewhere. And if you just say, well, he's our quarterback for the year, then you're going to say, well, what about for the future? And if
Didn't
you
the
say,
Dolphins have a precedent that they don't give guys under contract extra money in the middle of their contract just because they ask?
Yeah.
Oh, they broke that precedent, didn't they, for Xavier Howard?
Yeah, guess who broke it? Guess who broke it too?
It looks like every situation is unique.
Yeah, guess who broke that one too? That was the head coach that broke that one. He's the one that wanted to give him that money, not the GM. That's the difference on that one. The GM, it's just like the whole Eric Flowers thing. You think the GM wants to cut Eric Flowers and pay his salary to watch him go play somewhere else? That's the coach saying, no, we don't need him. The young guy can step up. Boom. The GM doesn't want to cut him because it looks bad on him that he just signed him.
So does that mean that they're attached? Are they attached at the hip or not?
They're attached. They're attached, but you can tell the difference in the decisions. One brings Fitzpatrick, the other one brings Brissett. One guy brings in Kyle Van Noy, and then the next time he says he's gone. You know, they're obvious. The Flowers thing, that's not the GM saying, hey, I'm cutting Flowers. You got to coach the young guy. No. That's Flo telling him, cut Flowers. We'll take the hit. The young guys are ready.
You'd like to be lockstep.
Yeah.
And here's the truth. As long as you're winning, no one cares who wanted Eric Flowers cut.
Right. You're right.
You got to win.
You are right. You are right.
All that matters is winning. These guys want to be judged on wins and losses.
Yeah.
They always say things like, you guys don't have all the information. You guys don't know everything that happens behind the scenes. You guys don't get to watch all the practice. Well, okay. So we're going to judge you based on what we see and what we think and what you tell us or don't, often not.
Right.
And the bottom line is when you're 1-5, you're going to get ripped.
Right. Yeah.
And I think they understand that.
And that's why the GM brings in Chan Gailey, because of the prior history with Chan Gailey and the Dolphins, because he knows him. And it wasn't like Chan was in New England. And then the other guy has his differences. And so now he creates his own offensive coordinators. And so it's not that they're not on the same page. It's just that one guy has a lot of power and a lot of influence. And I think that's where Chris Grier is getting burned a little bit. He might have given his coach a little bit too much power and too much influence in all of this. And they're going to both go down together when it's all said and done.
I don't know for sure.
They're either both going to
Flores has a longer
together
leash.
or they're both going to fail together. That's what I think.
I think Flores has a longer leash.
That's what common sense tells you. But if the owner knows who's making the decisions behind the scenes, you know what I'm saying? Then he knows that Flo is just at fault, as anybody else for a lot of things going on. All right, so what do you got this weekend, my brother? If the players are back, what's the prediction?
Yeah, 24 for the Dolphins, 21 for the Falcons. I was a little off on my prediction last week. I had the prediction I made with you was Dolphins by 2 touchdowns. That was inaccurate.
Yeah. Hey, man, we both got to lay on the sword on that one, bro. You know, it was just one of those. What the hell are you going to do, man? Crazy stuff. All right, what are you working on the Palm Beach Post so folks can check you out, my friend?
Well, certainly the Deshaun Watson saga, we'll try to cover it from every angle and dive into what it means for Tua, what it means for the fans, we'll see. Should they do it? What are the implications? Check us out on the PalmBeachPost.com.
And follow him on Twitter, more importantly, at Shad Joe. Stay in touch with everything going on. Joe, love you, brother. Great stuff. Appreciate you. Have a great weekend.
Yeah, take care.
There you go. Joe Shad, man. Good stuff as always. Strong. Bringing it every single time. SoCal Derek says, Big O, the problem with our fan base is they keep asking for a QB when we have one and don't want to support for Tua in trades. It's all about Watson. Who else do we need to help Tua this season via trade? Today, they made their bet already, dude. They're done. There's nothing to help Tua anymore. Tua's got to deal with the crap that he has around him now. There just isn't anything at this point. And the problem with all of that, Derek, is that you try to make a trade now, it makes you look desperate, and they're going to ask for the world. And that's the problem now. That if you want another receiver because you can't count on your receiving core, which we know you can't count on, okay, well then they're going to ask you for the world. Oh, you need an offensive lineman? They know how much your offensive line sucks. Oh, you need a running back? They know that your running backs aren't special. You see what I'm saying? And so they're going to ask you for more than what it's worth. And that's where you don't want to end up in that situation. So unfortunately, you made your bed and now you got to lie in it and you got to coach your ass off. Players got to play their asses off. And you got to hope for the best now from here on out till the end of the season. And we all got to pray that the offensive linemen get better and better as the year goes on so they can protect Tua. That's it. But the idea of thinking that you're going to find what Tua needs as support now at this point, it's not worth it. You're better off next year with a clean slate. You try to draft it. You try to sign it in free agency. You got to do all the right things in order to build what you need around Tua. That's really what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing more, nothing less. And that's what they haven't done this year. They have not built around Tua. Cuban voodoo is all to blame. So you're telling me that there's a little old lady in Hialeah doing a little Santeria. Okay. How much is that doggy in the window? The one with the barbecue tail. I don't know. There's 296 people right now in the live chat. I want to say maybe 3 to 4, maybe 5 people picked up on what I was singing right there. And then on the podcast, I don't know how many because we got a lot of people downloading, and thank you all out there for downloading it. Remember, this Sunday we will be back at Sports Grill in Miami Lakes right off of 154th and the Palmetto. And yes, brunch will be going on now. So we will have brunch. You can have a little breakfast, a little lunch, however you want it. So come on out. We start off at 11 a.m. Jay Hollacane says, Big O, how do you feel about Watson? Jay, I would say rewind. Go back to the first hour and you will get all you can handle, my man. We already talked about it. Told you, it doesn't stop, man. Doesn't stop. Big O fins up. Are the Miami fan base impatient when it comes to QB Tua? Only 11 games in, making constant progress. Joe Shad. General Poncho says, trade Tua, please. Miami, get my dude out of here. Hope Saints pick up Tua. You know, you have a portion of the Dolphin fan base now that is, they love their Dolphins, right? But they're now more pissed that their Dolphins are mistreating their quarterback. And I got to tell you something. I can't blame that portion of the fan base that is pissed at the Dolphins because they feel that Tua is not being helped. It's true. It's 100% true. I don't know what to tell you, man. But I have to agree with those people out there that are frustrated. I mean, it's not going to get me to the point where I'm pissed off that I don't want to support the Dolphins and I want Tua to leave. No, I don't want that. I don't want to. I'm not here to, dude, I'm not giving up on Tua. I believe in Tua. Now, do I believe he's also injury prone? Hells to the yeah. Yeah, that's the one thing that would have scared me from the kid anyway in the day of the draft. When they took him, I said, okay, look, the kid can play, but you got to protect him, man. And they have not protected him. Oh, what is the band artist you've seen the most in concert? Oh, God, Pat, it's easy. U2. U2. Then Iron Maiden, then The Fix. Yeah. 3 of my 4 favorite bands of all time. I'm going to go see The Fix again on Saturday. The 4 years ago when I had my heart condition and I went to the hospital twice in a month to get 2 different, stents deals in, I missed out on 3 Fix concerts that month. 3. One in West Palm, one in Clearwater, and another one in Orlando, I believe is that year. I was going to all 3 Fix concerts. So whenever the Fix comes down, I see them all over the state. Whenever U2 comes down, or it comes to America, I see them here and in another place usually. And when Iron Maiden comes, I also go here or around the country to go see Iron Maiden also. So U2, I know, I can tell you for sure they're number 1. I've seen U2, oh God, I don't know, 40, 50 times, something like that. It's a lot. It's a lot. There's not one tour that I haven't seen them at least 2 times. So put it that way. At least 2 times. The last couple of tours have been 4. Yeah, 4. In Los Angeles, New York, here, Tampa, Orlando, like all over the place. I've seen them all over the place. So yeah, U2 is the band that I have seen the most. Oh, did you know there's a site that you can pull up all of the U2 concerts and the songs they played? You can actually watch all the U2 concerts or listen to all the U2 concerts. That's the question. I know they did Drowning Man once in a that's my favorite song of U2. They did it in a what's that called at the beginning when they the sound check. I don't think they've done it ever in a concert. And I would freak out if they did Drowning Man. That's my favorite song. The Fix. They my favorite song is Opinions, and they had never done it whenever I'd gone to their concerts over the last 30-something, 40 years, whatever. 40 years, yeah, because it's back to the 80s. I just, like a couple years ago, Bill and I went to a show over at the Amaturo Theater in the Broward Center, and they did Opinions, man. And I was freaking out. Because you never hear Opinions. Such a great song from The Fix. And Drowning Man's my favorite also from U2. That's one that, you've got to be like a hardcore U2 fan to even know Drowning Man. Elite requires arm strength and accuracy past 30 yards. He is not elite with a noodle arm. So Drew Brees wasn't elite, sir? Because he had a noodle arm. I love these arm queens and these size queens that we have. Like, they didn't watch Fran Tarkenton. They didn't watch Len Dawson, who did not have a gun. And Fran Tarkenton wasn't big. I love these guys that, like, they really don't study the game of football. Chad Pennington he had a noodle arm, and he was fantastic. He got worse after the injuries. Then his arm became even weaker. But fresh out of Marshall, he didn't have a strong arm. But you don't need a strong arm. Why don't you ask Bob Greasy? He's in the Hall of Fame. Not big, not a strong arm. Drew Brees, not big, not a strong arm. No, I know, dude. You got to be Achilles Smith, right? Because you got to be big and have a strong arm. Or you got to be Jeff George, big and strong arm. Or you got to be, Jamarcus Russell, big and strong arm. Of course, bro. Big and strong arm always works. Jim Druckenmiller. It's automatic, sir. Dan McGuire works out for you, big and strong arm. Of course, big and strong arm. That's everything. That makes it all for you. No, and Brady doesn't have a noodle arm. He has a good arm. His arm isn't as strong as it used to be, but he's got a good arm. He doesn't have a noodle arm, okay? But to say that you have to be big and strong to be a great quarterback, it's stupid. It's ridiculous. Oh, wait, I just let me check something out here a second. Because I'm trying to think of this guy. Although he had a pretty decent arm, actually. But if I remember correctly, I think he wasn't that big a player, if I'm correct. Oh, no, he was taller than I thought. He was at 6'3". So I thought Staubach wasn't as tall. But Tarkenton wasn't a big quarterback. There's a bunch of guys that weren't big quarterbacks, or they didn't have, these strong arms. Kozar didn't have a strong arm. He had that side arm delivery, but he was terrific. He had accuracy and ball placement, super smart, all that kind of stuff. That's all you need if you're Drew Brees. You just got to place the ball in the right spot. You just got to have anticipation. Russell isn't a big guy. Now he's got a great arm, but he's not a big guy. Kyler Murray can have success in our league now. He's got a good arm. He's got great athleticism, but he's not a big guy. Size and arm strength are not requirements to be successful. That's just never been something that you need. You can be a great quarterback and not have a great arm. You can be a great quarterback and not be tall. So, no, Mr. Marino had an arm. No, Marino had size and arm. That's different. Big O, do you think Perform Trainer helped Tua's case with the Dolphins? I don't know what you mean by that, my man. Jeff George had one of the best arms ever. It didn't lead into anything. I wouldn't want Jeff George being my quarterback for nothing in the world. We all saw Watson on a bad team. They won no games. We also saw Watson behind a bad O-line. He got his ribs broken. Sounds familiar? Robert, please, dude. Robert Valdez, please don't bring common sense in here. I mean, that's an intelligent statement you made. People don't want to hear that. They think that you bring Watson in, the offensive line is going to become all pro. They think all the receivers will stay healthy all of a sudden. Robert, your intelligence is just, your IQ's too high for this conversation, sir. Our Neanderthal football fans, they think Watson will change everything. Like I said earlier on the show, hurry up and trade Watson so you can get him injured in the next 2 months. Oh, you're being a jerk. No, I'm not. No offensive coordinator, no offensive line coach, no offensive line, no running game. Receivers that can't stay healthy. Yeah, no, Deshaun Watson's going to really tear it up here. Joe Montana, another one, not strong-armed. And what was he, maybe 6'2"? He wasn't that tall, right? Was Joe that tall? I wonder. But that's a great one right there. Joe Montana one of the greatest quarterbacks ever, like top 4 greatest quarterbacks ever, is Joe Montana, and that guy did not. Tua and him have the same arm. No different. How tall was Joe? Oh, wait, I got Joe Montana football. This is like a video game. I didn't even know they had a Joe Montana football game. 6'2". So there you go. He wasn't even that tall either. So this whole thing about, oh my God, you got to be 6'5" and you got to have a gun, and please. Steve Young also did not have a gun. He had a solid arm, but he didn't have a gun. Again, never said size. I said arm strength. Well, then you're wrong. Whether it's size or arm strength, you're wrong. All right, John, you're wrong. Incorrecto. Equivocado. Are we clear on that, John? You're wrong. You don't know anything about football if you think size or arm is required. Are we clear on that? So whatever you want to correct, you're wrong. And everybody's giving you examples, not just me, but plenty of people on the chat board. Arm strength and size have zero to do with you being successful. Now, you can't have an arm like you or me, but you got to have obviously a half decent arm. And Tua has more than enough arm strength to succeed. He has more than enough size to succeed. He's going to succeed if he stays healthy, of course, because he's got intelligence, because he's got anticipation, because he's got accuracy, because he knows ball placement. That's why he's going to succeed. The only thing that will stop Tua from succeeding is his injury history. That's it. It's not because of his size or his arm. That's the silliest thing that I hear from Dolphin fans that don't know what the hell they're talking about. Because understand this, if you're a football fan and you're saying that Tua's not going to succeed because of his arm strength or his size, understand this, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. Okay? End of story. There's nothing to discuss. There's nothing here whatsoever. You're wrong. And there's tons of proof why you're wrong. Of course, Tua can make every throw. Give him protection no matter where he goes and give him a decent RB. Tua will be a good QB. I agree with you, Robert. I agree with you. Not in Miami. Big O, you constantly defend Greer. Last I recall, Greer had final say about player acquisitions. So you feel he has failed for not growing a pair of balls and address these trade fiasco rumors. Listen to the show. I already addressed that and talked about why they're not addressing the rumors. Would you rather build with Tua or get Watson? I can't be the only one who sees greatness in Tua. I don't want Watson. I think I've already said that. I'm not giving up on Tua. I'm not giving up on Cam Flow. And I'm pissed at Cam Flow because he has sucked for 6 weeks. I've been incredibly unimpressed with Cam Flow. And I'm not giving up on Greer yet either. I'm not giving up on anybody. I want to see Tua succeed. But Tua will not succeed if you don't protect him. That's just the facts. He doesn't have the body to take the pounding. That's the only thing that I do not believe in Tua. Durability. Only thing that I think will stop him from failing, unless the damn Dolphins protect him. That's the tooth, as they say. All right, we are out of here, folks. I think we've pretty much talked out everything. We've gone a little over 3 hours. Appreciate all of you out there. By the way, there is an event coming for those of you that are Tua fans. I don't know if you saw this, but you can actually throw a pass to Tua. How about that? Did you guys see this? Throw a pass to Tua. Sean, can you do me a favor and open up this screen completely so we can show the folks here? And this is an event. It's called Throw a Pass to Tua. It'll be Sunday, February 7th at 12 a.m. to Tuesday, May 31st, 12 a.m. That's when the whole thing goes on. You can play catch with Tua Tagovailoa. Now's your chance to join Tua on the field in Miami for an afternoon of barbecue and fun in the spring of 2022. So you're trading him? And you will line up as his wide receivers for a memorable moment, all caught on camera by mobile photography lab. Tua will even personalize and sign the photo of your epic TD pass. Click on items to buy your pass and secure your spot on the field. Why miss this chance to show all of your friends you caught a TD pass from Tua Tagovailoa? Experience to occur on a Saturday or a Sunday with the following date range: February 7th through May 31st of 2022. The details: price $2,000 per person. Valid for 2 people, 1 pass, 1 guest. Duration of the event will last 2 to 3 hours. The event will take place on a Saturday or Sunday between February 7th and May 31st of 2022. The date will be announced early 2022, so each donor can plan accordingly. Experience cannot be resold or re-auctioned, cannot be transferred. Travel and accommodations are not included. Additional blackout dates may apply. Charity supporting the event: CMA Foundation, God's Love We Deliver, LBX Sports, the Valerie Fund, yada, yada, yada. So in other words, this is all for charity. So for $2,000, you get to catch a pass from Tua Tagovailoa. What do you think about that? Sean, you ready for that? You got an extra $2,000 in your pocket to catch a TD from Tua? What do you think?
No.
You know, Sean makes these deep statements, and he is one of these guys that he's a man of a lot of words, as you can tell. Sean is just now. Sean is just ready for the brunch on Sunday. I think he's going to stop eating now till Sunday and just, save space. What are you ordering on Sunday? Where are you going? You're going 2 and grits?
Always 2 and grits. I might try the chicken and waddles also this time.
Yes. Some chicken and waddles this week. I think I'm going to have some of that. I bet I catch a Tua pass better than Grant for sure. Robert says, that says they aren't giving up on Tua at least for 2 years. No refunds, no cancellations. Yeah, but it's not really a Dolphins event. It's a Tua event. So even if he does get traded, I mean, I'm just being honest here now. I was having fun when I said it first, but it's not really a Dolphins event. It's a Tua event. So he could actually come back and do it being part of another team. You know what I mean? Like sometimes some guys get traded or move to another city in free agency, but they still have some charitable events that they're still holding in the city that they were in because they were there for 5, 7, 8, 9 years and they were entrenched in there and all that. So they still do it. And I think, in fact, if I'm correct, Tua did go back recently to Tuscaloosa for an event because obviously he was in Alabama. So it's not a Dolphins event. You look at it, it has nothing to do with the Miami Dolphins. It's all Tua and his charities, not the Dolphins charities. So, have you put the Cam Flow burrito on the menu yet? Interesting. So the breakfast burrito. How can we do breakfast burrito with Flow? The breakfast Florito. Ha! That's strong, right, Sean? Right? Chicken and waddles, Tua and grits. Right? Right? The breakfast Florito. That's strong on my part. That is strong right there.
Strong, but I just don't think I'm eating a Florito. Right now, it's trash.
Oh, damn. Flo, even his burrito's getting trashed. Holy crap. Oh, I love it. He is in uniform, though. Yeah, but he can change that uniform. That doesn't matter. He's in uniform because he's part of the Dolphins. But if he's part of the Redskins, his web person will just change that picture. That's it. And by the way, I think it said there that they don't cover travel. What about if they want to move the event to Maryland? Hey, whoever's got 2,000, they'll fly over to meet Tua and hang out with Tua anyway. So, you know what I mean? Whoever's paying for that, 2,000 for them is like you and me, $2. You know what I'm saying? Because 2,000 is $2,000. Like, there's no way I would do that. I'd rather put $2,000 into Cardano or Ethereum or Bitcoin or VeChain. By the way, VeChain is soaring a little bit now. I like it. It was like 12 or 14% before I got on, which is strong, baby, to see that. See VeChain moving, and grooving. Let me see here. Where are we at? Yeah, VeChain right now is up 7% right now. Went down a little bit. Man, Ethereum has been strong. Went over 4,000, hit 4,200. It's like at 41 something now. Those of you that showed a little patience. And how about Miami Coin going over 3 cents? So for those of you that staked it, you're going to get the 430%. The coin is going up in value. You got $50 free of Bitcoin if you use my link. You can't beat that, dude. Some of you out there, by the way, have made a lot of money in the last 6 months with me on crypto. Okay? Not that I'm a financial advisor, not that I'm going to tell you to do anything with your money. I'm just telling you what I do with my investments. But if any of you happen to have followed my investments the last 6 months, you're welcome, because you are making bank, baby. Big O, would you like Miami going after Ogeron? They won't go after Ogeron. He had all those sexual allegations also and all that. And again, some of you UM fans, you still don't get it, do you? They're not going to pay for an Ogeron and 2 top-notch coordinators. You guys got to stop it already. It's not going to happen. The University of Miami is what they are. They're going to be a 6, 7, 8, maybe 9-win team on a good year, and that's what they're going to be. It's over already. Listen to me. It's over. There's no more any kind of excellence ever again for the University of Miami football program. Those days are done. Accept it. Accept that you're going to go see a team whenever you want to go see them that is just going to be a middle-of-the-road college football team. They are no longer ever going to be special again. So let it go, man. The faster you do that, the faster you will stop torturing yourself thinking that they're going to commit to try to win something big. Okay? Jay Hollacane says, I disagree, Big O. That's fine, bro. You can disagree. I have 15 years of proof. What do you have? In our discussion here, I have over 15 years of proof. What do you have? Where's your proof that they're actually going to spend? Where? I have 15 years plus of proof. Do whatever you want, man. Torture yourself all you want. I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to tell you, like we normally do on this show, we give you the brutal truth to everything. If you trade for Watson, why do you have to trade Tua? Just keep him for when Watson gets suspended, build up his trade value. I know Brissett aren't winning you any games. Dana, the problem is that you lose all value for Tua. You'll trade him away for nothing, basically, is what happens once you acquire Watson. Because you have to get rid of him. You have no choice. So it doesn't work that way. And it just creates a problem if you keep both of them. It's just not going to happen. And if you do it, it just puts you in an even worse position. You have to trade Tua at the same time or before. But you have to, everything has to be all in lockstep is the way it has to go. If not, you create a problem. All right. We are out of here. We're done. Sean Stanley, as always, excellent work by you, sir. Thank you, my friend. We will be back tomorrow, rocking and rolling. Appreciate all of you out there. Don't forget, you can reach out to us on the text line, 855-912-1056. That's 855-912-1056. Smash the like button. Very important. If you want to support us, a great way is making a donation through Cash App or Venmo. Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show. Of course, always appreciate your support out there on Cash App or Venmo. And, of course, on the Super Chat, too, is the other way. Email bigoradioshow@yahoo.com. That's bigoradioshow@yahoo.com. Still buying Bitcoin at 63K. Juan, if you don't own Bitcoin, yes, you should purchase a little bit. Okay? And if not, what you do is called dollar cost average. So what you do is, so you can accumulate, it's going to go over 100,000. So if you buy it at 63, you're going to make money. But Bitcoin, remember, treat it as a savings account. Treat it like you'll never pull the money out, that you're going to save it for your kids, that you're going to save it for some special moment, for a college fund down the line, for a car or something for someone, some kind of an emergency or something. But Bitcoin is not something you use as currency. Bitcoin, once you put it in, do not take it out. It's something of value, and it is your hedge against inflation. So if you've never bought Bitcoin, then what I suggest to you, this is what I would do with my money. I'm not a financial advisor, but if I had never bought any Bitcoin before, and I didn't get in when it was 1,000 or 10,000 or 30 or 40 or 50, and I want to get in now, I would purchase some now. And then I would purchase a little more in 2 weeks. And I would purchase a little more in 2 weeks. Every time you get paid, buy $25, buy $50. Just let it accumulate and let it sit there. If you can afford more, then you do more. And if you can, if you're smart, make it work double for you. Okay? Go to crypto.com. I have a link on my Twitter page at Big O Show where you can get $25 for free when you open an account. You buy your Bitcoin there, and then you stake it, and you get 5% interest. So while it's growing from 63 to 65 to 75 to 85 to 100, and it's growing in value, while you stake it, you're also getting 5%. And while it's staking and growing in value, you're getting even more interest, because if you staked 500 and then it went up to 700, well, now you're getting 700 on your interest instead of on 500. So you make your money, your coins work two ways for you. One, you hope to purchase the right coins that go up in value. And two, you try to stake them because then that will make you also, income. And that way you're coming up with two ways of producing money off your coins. That's the smart way of doing it if you're going to get into it. Okay. 50 Cal, thank you for the super chat. Would like an early pick on a running back next year. You can see they really improved a team with Carolina. They are a better team with him. Yeah, if you could get one. And by the way, get one that can actually stay healthy, because that's the problem with the kid in Carolina. He's a fantastic player, but that was the problem with him coming out of the draft. That I know I was incredibly worried about Christian McCaffrey's durability, and I was right on that one. That's the only reason why I would have never drafted Christian McCaffrey coming out of college, because I didn't think he was big enough to carry the load. And sure enough, he hasn't been big enough. That's the only thing. Yeah, get him back.
I couldn't hear what you said.
I'm not talking to you, bitch. Anyway, so that's the only reason why I did not I wasn't a big fan of McCaffrey coming out. Durability is a major thing with me. If you're not durable, you cannot. All right, we are out of here again. We tried to say goodbye the last time, but I saw the Bitcoin question. I figured I'd have to respectfully answer that and give you the skinny on what I think you should do with all of that. On behalf of Sean Stanley, the incredible producer of our program, we thank all of you out there for tuning in, as always, for supporting us. Please smash the like button. That is so important that you smash the like button, man. Very, very important to get the algorithms going. So if you're listening to the podcast, smash it. If you're watching on YouTube, smash it. And the like button too. We will see you tomorrow. Same time, same place, same bat channel. Have a great one.
This is the Big O Show.
Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Bird Road location at 11481 Southwest 40th Street in the back corner of the West Bird Shopping Center. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available, from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends.